you are in the lounging chair. You guys are left alone. There's no guards that you can see inside the room. No one's watching you that you know. You're just lounging.
Are there windows?
There are.
I'd like to look at the windows. Kind of get the lay of the land.
Looking out the window, you can see the city kind of sprawling around you. It's literally this is an underground city that's in its own large, fairly spherical cut space, and there is one big tunnel on one end of it. You don't see any other paths leading out of it. The city itself is a brawl.
Yeah, depending on what that printer is about to print, this could be amazing or
it's just that thing where your brawler goes, "I am still alive, brawl."
I'm still alive, but the printer
then goes back to sleep. I completely derailed my train of thought.
I was looking out over the city.
Looking out over the city. It's a pretty typical, there's not anything difference in it versus an old timey city. There's nothing to make out that's particularly different. It's I would say it's fairly Arabic inspired.
There's no giant statue depicting ritual human sacrifice or anything.
You don't see anything like that.
Okay.
No pyramid of severed heads. Nothing along those lines.
And I've told everyone that this guy is lying.
Yeah, we left with you confirming the obvious for some, or speaking unspeakable truth to others.
We need to
clearly Kavoth is.
We need to get some fancy superhero communicator watches so we can just call HQ and be like, "Yo, we found Atlantis."
If those worked then the A-team would have already called them.
The A-team probably has those watches, and they maybe don't work down.
Good old Toyota Corolla is just stretched out on some pillows, just passed out.
Okay.
He's just
The big man knows.
Okay.
Well, it's been 18 hours or whatever since he woke up, so he's on his downward, cycle.
It's a mild afternoon nap for him.
Yeah.
And he fought a kraken.
He did. It was very stressful.
Supposedly they're going to take us to the A-team, and maybe Dr. Megahertz.
Well, might I suggest one of us can literally just turn invisible?
Did he just show up?
Maybe he should go take a look around.
Foreshadowing.
I thought you were asleep.
Can everyone who is awake give me a wisdom?
That's a good
willpower.
Willpower.
Everybody You're not awake.
Well, good thing I failed with my rolls.
That's why I think
Is it
2 successes?
4
2
and 5
successes?
to win?
One success.
And
One
you
success.
fail? I have 0.
Oh no. You guys are lounging about. What was the rolls on the willpower?
2 successes.
2 success.
I was
0.
0.
1. The zeros, chilling. The 1, you feel like you can hear a faint skittering noise inside of this room. You hear it, and you kind of can tell a part of the room it's coming from. It sounds like small, scrapey, almost metallic little clicks, little feet stepping around, or little sharp-pointed metallic objects just clacking along the cobbled floors of this place.
Multiple of them, or
multiple legs, but not
Right.
multiple locations. It's
Right.
coming from one specific spot.
So it's only one robo spider.
scary.
I would like to try and sort of surreptitiously. I don't want to make it obvious I don't like hunting whatever the noise is. I want to kind of wander over there, but just up here to view the tapestries.
So you can walk over there. You're trying. Go ahead and roll me an agility to be stealthy. If you have any relevant skills.
You were an infiltrator, weren't you?
Yeah, I guess I do have skullduggery written down, but to me that's more like lockpicking and pickpocketing kind of stuff. So I'll just do the 4 for agility. 2 successes.
Okay. You think you're kind of stepping quietly towards it. So you're moving fairly silently. That does help cover you.
If I can get a, pretty solid read on...
You think that you can't see whatever it is,
Right.
but it seems to be underneath a particular cluster of pillows.
I'll dive for it, I guess.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an agility check.
You didn't make a second
Ah.
review, so you can.
If it starts getting away, I will. I'll head it off at the pass.
Give yourself pack
2
tactics.
successes.
You
Exactly.
dive on top of this pillow, and you kind of reach in and grab, and there's it's semi-painful. It's not like a stabbing, but you kind of reach in and you can feel what feels like a small metal spider almost, kind of clamber around, and as you grab a hold of it, it's like a dog play biting. It's not enough to break the skin or hurt, but it is sharp, and you can kind of feel these little metallic splinters kind of going in. And you pull out what looks like multiple small slivers of metal that are somehow being forcibly pulled together, almost by some sort of magnetism, and it's in the shape of a little spider. And you can see what looks like a metal ball bearing with an eye etched on it in the very center of it. And it kind of twists around and then locks in on you. And then 2 of the little things kind of pop up and
It's
you
It's
go ahead
surrendering.
and roll me a mind with advantage.
How does it go?
If you are successful on 3 up instead of
a spider went out the window.
See, it's better than if it was me, because if I heard it and it gotten close to me,
3
I would've
successes.
yeah, immediately just
This
alarm clock.
the shape and style of this, and specifically that ball-bearing eyeball, is classic Dr. Quantum.
Dr. Quantum, that bastard!
You know of Dr. Quantum being one of the 4 of A-Team, and he's basically a genius who was very, almost like a Stephen Hawking-esque, wheelchair bound, unable to move, and he designed himself a super suit that works off of magnetism and ball bearings that allows him to move and act, and he can also control metal.
It's all
Using
ball bearings these days.
So he has he has a device he has that allows him to control metal, and that's what makes this ball bearing skin and exoskeleton suit that he has. But this eyeball is literally one of the eyeballs of his exoskeleton suit.
No. I look at it and say, "What do you want, Dr. Quantum?"
I think it... Well, I can't say anything. kick the big man away.
Never really liked
I guess
that guy.
Oh, is it lunchtime already?
Well,
I...
duh. We follow as a team. I'm the team leader, and I tell everybody to follow.
Get their asses in gear.
So you're letting go of him. I assume you're not keeping hold of him.
I just hold it up and he just... no, I'll let it go.
He kind of skitters up to the door frame, and you see the 2 arms kind of hook, and then this one detaches at the little shoulders to extend it, and it grabs the eyeball and flips it out so it can extend the eye under the door, and you see it kind of flipping around, and it comes back in and throws the eye back on the head and makes a little leg again, and he goes zip, zip, and then crawls under the door.
I need to get me one of these.
Yeah. Handy. I try the door.
It's unlocked. And opening out into the hallway, you don't see anybody immediately around you.
There's no such thing as a locked door.
I know, but it's polite. I've learned.
And it the spider kind of starts turning. It turns and looks to you guys, and it stands up and is almost more like the shape of a person, and it brings 2 arms up like this and does like a tiptoe motion, and then goes back to a spider form and starts crawling.
I'll use my flight to just float.
He's just hovering down, ominously down the hallway.
Yeah.
We need to get you a huge black cloak.
Yeah. So I'm even
That's some
taller.
spooky shit. So let's have everybody make if everyone who's trying to sneak make an agility check. I will allow you to use your flying
Nice.
as a modifier.
It's can't make footsteps if your feet don't hit the floor.
Can I get something for going invisible?
I'll let you take advantage. I'll just take advantage. So it'll still be an agility check, but you will be able to have success on 3 up instead.
That's 2 successes.
2 success.
5
success.
1.
1 success. No success.
So not only are you ominously gliding down the hallway,
It's
but
getting
perfect.
Okay, you guys are moving along at what you think is a quiet motion.
I just can't wait for a
some
guard
of us
to
think
walk
it's
around the corner like, I hear someone, walks around the corner and just like straight into it.
Rips his head off, keeps hovering, no noise made.
Well, he just grabs him with both hands, turns his head a full 360, then like puts him back down.
That guy just did a 360. You mean a 180? No.
Following this thing, rolls dice, don't worry about it.
I'm hoping that was a perception check because Erickson can't ever roll perception checks.
That's not true! So anyway, you guys move unattacked on the wall and happily down to the wherever you're going. You guys, so this spider kind of maneuvers and moves through, and you follow it along these halls and winding, and it seems moving kind of downward, and then it gets to a doorway that appears to be instead of these other kind of like ornate wooden doors, it seems to be made out of metal, and it's clearly got like latches and locks on it, and they seem to be like key locks. They're not like you can pull it open on this side. The eyeball is able to crawl under the door.
Oh, I wanted to pick it up before I crawled under the door and use it as a lockpick.
Oh, wait.
Go ahead and give me an agility check, see if you can catch it.
That's just 1 success.
1 success. You grab it.
Can I? What's going to be the base for a skullduggery?
It'll be agility.
Okay.
And for picking lock, I'd say agility, and you can add a die for your skullduggery skills.
Nice.
That's a lot of dice.
only 2 successes.
Only 2 successes. You're able to pick the lock.
Okay.
So you grab him, he's like, the eye looks at you, and you like kind of go in and pick the lock.
I'll
Drop
put it back on the ground.
It still crawls into the door.
That should give this Dr. Quantum fellow a pretty good impression of who I am.
That it should. You're going in.
Yeah, I'll go in.
Open the door, moving in. Inside the room, you can see, standing in the center of this otherwise pretty uninteresting chamber, is a man who you can see, like, it's all ball bearings these days. It's like a human made of these shifting and moving ball bearings, and you can occasionally see like glints of skin in between. But it seems like this person's basically like suspended in the air, surrounded by these ball bearings.
Yeah.
And in surrounding him, you can see what appears to be an energy field. It's not that same color of blue, but it looks very similar to that blue energy shield. It's more of a purplish tone. And you can see 2 kind of like canisters set in the wall projecting it and making this kind of prismatic box around. The only thing that you can see that's missing from him is clearly he has an eyeball that is not there, and you can see a human eye that's kind of a deep dark blue underneath.
I point at one of the canisters and go, should I just like knock one of those over? I go over and knock one of them over.
You kind of come over. It's like set into the wall, so you'll have to try and like break it if you're trying to get it over. It's not like a canister straight up. It's like canisters coming off either side that are projecting this.
Can I make an alien technology roll?
This is not alien. This is ancient and unknown magics.
Alright, I'll try punching it.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a.
You're going to
body.
the Durgash Grumalog School of disabling magical devices.
That's a very true statement.
This is a powerful magical conduit.
That's
Be very careful and smash it with a hammer.
Okay. You go like you smash down and it kind of sputters and then it stops. And you can see on the other side like this kind of half of this is still projected, and it seems like they kind of projected and met in the middle. And you can hear, "Thank you, finally." And stepping around the outside, Dr. Quantum comes around. You see this little spider kind of come up, and it like formed itself in what almost looks like a little like catapult thing, and it like flings the eye up, and it just like kind of sticks into place as part of the armor as he walks
I would
up.
hate to miss that shot.
And she says, "Samuels, far too long. Who are you all?"
My name is Toyota Corolla in your language.
Of course it is. And you?
I just wave from the door because
these ones don't matter.
since I
Kid?
Wait, he's still here? Mr. Quantum, how are you doing?
I've been better. To be honest, you can't see behind the ball bearings, but I am beat to shit at the moment. And unfortunately, it was my very teammates and friends who did so. I have a lot of plot to unveil to you, unfortunately.
Why would your good friends beat you up like that? Also, humans, so fragile.
Humans so fragile.
At first I was like, did you just write Atlanta? And then cross it out, and then write follow and cross it out?
No, those were earlier.
Lockpicker, Jesse, Kid, Winston.
Look, this piece of paper is running out of places to
Jesse, Toyota, Winston.
Since I have
Corsair.
Since I have X-ray vision, I'm gonna just like kind of watch the door.
Okay.
Because I can kind of keep an eye on the hallway.
So,
They're level.
Dr. Quantum. Dr. Quantum will say, well, we arrived hot on the trail of Professor Megahertz, and we're doing battle with him just outside the cave system when we were approached by a large number of these Atlanteans. We had Megahertz all but in under our control and in bonds, but he seemed to have been researching something down here and opened whatever door led to us to where we are now. He was more or less dealt with and taken into custody by the Atlanteans, who welcomed us as honored guests. Never saw Megahertz again. Don't know what they've done to him. But they told us of their elders there, and we went to go meet them. There were 4, what seemed to be Atlanteans, with strange red creatures attached to the tops of their heads. They called them the Elders, and they seemed to have control over their bodies. They asked us of our knowledge of the outside world. Very strange, seemingly friendly, but obviously probing questions. I think they're planning some sort of attack should they be able to get past that blue barrier. That's my understanding, at least.
Classic brain slugs.
There are only 3 remaining now. We were able to dispatch of one of them because we thought to free these poor Atlanteans from these creatures and maybe save this city from having to be a warmongering nation ruled by brain slugs. We did discover during this that
somebody would show up and do that for us.
that destroying the attached creature immediately killed its host. During the ensuing fights, the 3 of my comrades were taken over by these creatures, and they very nearly killed me before throwing me in here. One tried to attach to me, but due to the composition of my armor, they were unable to brace into it. So at the moment, it would appear there are only 3 elders, but they are crewing my comrades.
I never liked those guys anyway.
Samuels. Still bitter that you got booted off the team when we found Spitfire.
Just because I don't have a superhero name.
It is my belief that you will not have to kill the A-Team. From what we saw, as these creatures leapt off of the heads of their previous hosts, they fell unconscious but alive to the floor. We need to convince the brain slugs that, or whatever they are, that you are more powerful than their current hosts, so that they will jump and try to take over your bodies, and in the process, snatch them and kill them out of the air. Well, you tried to survive it. I mean, my comrades are very capable. Don't kill the A-Team, of course. It's not that I'm sure you could. Just convince them that you're more powerful than the remaining A-Team.
That's gonna be hard for a couple of these guys to do.
I think I could pull it off.
You sure could. Man.
Again, I stress, do not kill these creatures while they are attached to my comrades, and do not kill my comrades in the attempt of getting them off. If nothing else, we can beat them to unconsciousness, and I may be able to... I'm a doctor, after all. I may be able to perform some sort of procedure to get them off safely.
A medical doctor?
I'm not a doctor of fish ecology, like, Megahertz.
Question? I don't know. We were watching a show, and it was like, I'm a doctor. I'm an MD. And you're like, that's not true. Like, that's a lie.
Now, what if we got one of these things attached to megahertz and then we just kill megahertz?
Why don't you make a clone, and then they jump, and then you just dismiss the clone.
Shoot the clone in the head. That's not a bad idea.
That's not bad.
We this superhero film might jump a rating level or two if I do that, but that is not a bad strategy.
Yeah, especially if you made yourself look like Dr. Megahertz, and I like walked him in and was like, "Dirt, dirt, dirt! I've got him." You know?
Yeah, but I've never seen him.
Or not Megahertz. I mean Quantum. Sorry. Humans. Oh, strange names.
Of course. Yes, Mr. Kroll.
Don't blame me. It's a human word.
No, that's not a bad
Well,
idea.
there's no way they're gonna think this one's more powerful than the 18. This one maybe.
Yeah. Well, let's walk in. I can look like I'm stronger than Quantum.
Let me double
check.
Right
there.
Let me double check.
Because they try to take over Quantum, and then they try to take over me
Well,
because I'm
they-
stronger.
Likely, if they saw me walk in there, they would attack on sight to begin with. And they already know that due to the nature of the armor I've created, that they are unable to take over my body. They attempted to do so. It would likely end in an immediate confrontation, while at the moment it would seem you all have the surprise on your side.
Okay.
Also, to be entirely honest with you, I am, of course, seen often as the leader of the A-Team. More due to my intellect than my particular combat prowess, and if I go in my current state to that room, I'm afraid my friends will kill me.
Fair enough.
I will need some time to recover, and they've given me very little to do that here. And due to the nature of my condition, I don't heal well naturally.
Fair enough. Okay. So, did they previously, how did they determine your strength?
We were invited in, and during the conversation, we began prodding a bit and resisting some of their strange questions, upon which one of them struck out at us, and my comrades defended themselves. We, in the ensuing fight, were more so just defending ourselves until we realized the nature of the creatures on their head, and one of my comrades killed one of them. From that point, that was the first, of course, Captain Atomic, who was taken over. And once we had Atomic...
Captain Atomic and Dr. Quantum.
Once Captain Atomic had been taken over, it was, unfortunately, well slated against us to be able to weather the storm.
Fair enough. Okay.
And that is kind of... I mean, I can make more than one clone.
I ask, can you make one more clone?
Yeah. Because, well, at the very least,
Can't
you
say
could
that.
turn invisible. And so that way, when they do the head count, there's still 4 of us. Right?
Right.
And so, he makes it look like you. The fuck are they going to know you're going to look like well enough to be like, didn't you look slightly different before? They're not going to know.
And I guess all I need to do is
I can't tell you humans apart.
time up my clone pretending to do something and him actually using alter reality or whatever. We need to actually convince them that. I mean, the thing is I think using the baiting them with clones is an excellent idea, partially just because if a clone gets brain control, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
It's just that the convincing them that the clones are.
Well, I think that we use alter reality to do that. Do the heavy lifting on that. Where it's look at my power. Get bubbles. I don't know. Whatever.
Bubbles. Oh yeah, real scary. Bubbles.
Yes. But they're fire bubbles.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not the reality bender. I just punch things, okay?
Well, so how are we going to destroy? Because we're trying to destroy the hats.
Well, yeah, but if
It
the
transits.
But no,
between-
you
well,
know
yeah,
that they're
but
gonna
with the
jump
clone,
into
with the clone, we
clone
don't need to worry
doesn't
about
matter.
it. Like if it jumps on the clone's head, we just shoot the clone in the head.
Yeah.
Well, and then we can do something like
I
you
can
know.
put a
I
force
asked
field
for some like
around
big
That
thing.
is
You change
also
into
a
like
good idea.
aluminum, and then I just like crunch it, and it's like, oh, this dude's like crazy strong.
I can
It's
make
alright.
a barrier between us so they can't even jump on our heads.
Also true. Yeah.
And I can read minds, so I can talk to them as well.
True.
Yo, crazy monster hack. What's up?
Yeah.
I
So like
do
you
it.
can use
Crazy
your reaction
monster. What up
to
with
create
it?
a force field.
Yeah.
I could try to just like swat him out of the air.
And when we're having conversations with them, I could try to read.
I think we should do something like you make a clone, right? And we say, look, this guy's super strong, or like I demonstrate
That's
like
not
I can
cool.
fly, and then we use like alter reality, like get me something that's like super like heavy or something, and you like secretly turn it into like aluminum, and then I just fucking crush it.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my god, you know.
Yeah.
So essentially making a clone at minimum stamina points. If I fail to do it, I don't lose the stamina points that I would spend. So it's essentially just like I spend an action, but I don't spend the stamina points. So if we have the time to do it, then I can
Eventually,
I'll be successful. So I can make clones. I mean, the clones can have one stamina point. Like they don't need to. They don't
Like,
need
the
to
idea
be
they go,
impressive.
"Hurry!" And it just
Dr. Quantum does speak up and he says, "It will be important, though, that you can prove strength in combat likely. If they see you as a threat and begin fighting, they won't go off of visuals. It wasn't until after my associate, Captain Atomic, grew 3 times in size and with a single hand crushed the head of the creature above it that they decided he was worth jumping upon."
I mean, they've probably never seen a gun. So I can give the clone a gun.
oh, that's
Then
true.
again, the clone has my gun when he gets mind controlled.
Yeah, but then you can can't you dismiss the clone? Or does it have to take damage?
I assume I could just dismiss it.
Which is pretty fucking funny.
You're not sure how these work? Normally you can.
Normally. You can.
Just dismiss the clone.
Well, right. That's part of what I'm worried about. Is like it mind controls it, and it's just like, whoop.
I
That's
can
all I got.
handle a guy with 1 HP and a gun. I can do that. Don't worry.
So we're trying. It's four.
3. There were 4. We killed one of them.
Okay,
There
so
are
we're
3
trying to-
remaining, each of which are on the head of one of my associates.
We're trying to free.
And I
free
think
them.
if you're invisible, and we have a clone that looks like you using your powers while invisible, and then the clone looking like you, we can hopefully convince them
He
that the
will
clone.
become visible if he uses his power.
Okay.
If you use a power, it does make you turn visible from invisibility.
Yeah.
Worth noting, just so you know how you're.
So
You
are
don't
we
remember-
just relying on a clone with a gun to convince everybody that it's?
I'm a powerful wizard. Bang bang.
We can. But you could make the clone look like something else that's really tough.
Yeah, but they've already seen us. We kind of need to convince them that we're
Right.
more powerful.
So maybe the clone won't work. But so you've got the gun, which will convince them you're a powerful wizard.
Maybe I can skeet shoot the thing, but it's also a handgun.
Well, and we also have
We do have the
reaction
force fields, yeah.
So that'll hopefully give us.
And
bit.
if when the fighting starts, there's more than one of me, that just might help muddy the waters anyway.
Yeah. I think that we use alter reality to like try to fuck with their testing machinery, essentially, like whatever they're using to determine, like, look, I'm gonna go lift this heavy thing and like make it something ridiculous, you know.
It doesn't seem like, from what he's saying, that they were put to tasks to prove how strong they were.
Yeah, it's
Like they were getting interrogated, and then a combat broke out, and during that combat, these things decided that they were more suitable hosts.
I think we try to look as tough and as smart as we can.
Both of those are high asks or something.
Dr. Quantum says, I believe what you will have to do is beat up the A-team enough that these brain slugs decide that you're more potent than the current hosts.
So then we just hope we can.
Beat up the A-team.
Well, yeah, and then we just hope we can between I guess, but using reactions, we just hope we can deal with the brain slugs.
Yeah.
Fingers
Basically.
crossed.
Here's hoping.
All right, team. Most of you may be useless. Not you, big guy. But I've met most of the A team. Those guys are pretty useless too. They just got fancy names and stupid suits.
Do you maybe have a little bit more information for us?
I don't know.
He does,
yeah.
but so
I'm
between,
sure I do.
between him and Dr. Quantum, you can find out that the remaining 3 members are as follows. Captain Atomic, a poorly, physically scarred and altered man from a Russian man, actually, who was the result of thermonuclear detonation, and is basically probably looks like a smooth skin. Like he's a hideously ugly, brute of a man who has super strength and can grow in size. There is Spitfire, which you don't know that well because he's a person who kind of took your role on the A team when you were retired to a more clerical work job. You just know that Spitfire creates and controls fire. That's as much as you know about Spitfire, obviously. And then there is Whisperwing, who has a magical bladed glider that he can fly around on and attack people with.
He's Kite Man.
He's got a magic. It's like a magical bladed weapon, but it is also functional as like a glider, and it gives him the magical flight.
Our rules of engagement are just to keep the A team alive. They're not saying anything about whether or not they keep their cool shit. So
It's true. Yoink.
That
I
is,
can already
the
fly.
Whisperwing is kind of just a guy who's good at using weapons if he doesn't have his magical flying glider.
Which your telekinesis yanking that away might be
sounds to me like we
I'm
might
pretty
have part
good.
of the strategy.
Yeah.
You steal it, and the brain slug goes, well, shit, this is just a guy.
I
Not powerful.
could do that.
I love the idea of him flying by, and you just snag it out of his
I do like keeping all of my fingers attached, but yes. They will regrow, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright.
I think we've got a general idea.
General idea,
General
sir.
idea, sir.
He says, I would suggest getting back to your quarters quickly. I'm sure that Kevit was his name?
Kebab.
Kebab!
Kavab. Yeah, the Kavab.
Kebab!
We'll be back to consign you to your fate shortly.
Cool.
I will remain here for the time being, though I'll be watching.
Don't get attacked while you're in here. They think, if they think you're locked up, and they check on you, and then you're not locked up. That might.
I'm fairly badly injured at the moment, but if someone that's not one of my compatriots comes in here, I'm sure I'll be able to dispatch them. No worries.
Fair enough. I just worry about humans. They're very fragile.
I understand, and spent a great many years trying to solve that problem, and came up with this, and it works fairly well for me.
Glad to hear it. Good to know somebody's doing something about
What if
that.
we put you in something like that?
Well, my
Dear
my.
God.
I was
What
sent.
would happen if you
I was sent here
Buff
pretty low on
idiot.
supplies. I'm sure the military has their own super suits.
Unstoppable.
I mean, you would have to have the high-tech super suit to do it, but
Be
I mean, the big thing would be armor plus 3 that you'd have. If you were his current.
You would rob
Well, that's
every
also his
candy
composition.
store.
Other things.
You also got shot by an RPG once in the first session, and it did nothing, so...
You're doing all right, is what he's saying. But that was against an RPG, not
Whatever this
which
is.
ones? Captain Atomic.
Oh man, fucking arm wrestling with Captain Atomic.
Yeah. It's gonna be
Be a
good.
good time.
It's gonna be awesome.
There we go. It's one of those things. Who should I go after? Probably Spitfire. Go beat up the regular guy, and then But what's gonna happen? It's gonna be me and the big guy fucking rolling around, just trading punches. Anywho,
I guess we'll head back to our quarters.
Okay.
For now.
You guys rush back there quickly. Nobody stops you along the way. You're able to get back to the quarters.
quick tactics question: are we gonna try to pretend to do the whole song and dance thing, or is it as soon as we see them, it's fight on sight?
Yeah, you might as well pretend to do the whole song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know ahead of time.
Yeah,
My
I should
plan was to just
probably-
instantly fly across and deck someone. So.
They open the door and he's just gonna
Well, that's the thing. He's very quick, but he's kind of like he's got his moves are very telegraphed because he winds up before he starts moving because he winds up and then flies and then uppercuts. So
Now,
it's
see,
like
the question is, I could try and just hide somewhere in the room and send a clone along with you guys,
it's true.
and then just
Try to
follow.
get the drop on something.
Yeah, and try and get the drop.
That might not be a bad idea. If you're confident in your ability to kind of stealth behind us, and then the fighting breaks out, and your guy's oh no!
I mean, I could
fucking-
probably make myself look enough like an Atlantean that they would just be
See-
"Who's that guy? Fucking Atlantean."
What's going on in the palace? We're all on the same side here, except for the betrayers.
But I accidentally make myself
This
look like the
is-
betrayer, and they over there. He is good.
This is
How'd
why
you
you
come
need
back?
2 guns, so you can give one to the clone and send him out, and he's like,
Do you still have his other gun?
I do.
This might be handy. I do say that. I'm like, this is why you need
circumstances,
2
I will
guns.
give the gun to the clone.
Well, it
the
wasn't
clone.
the clone that shot you. So I can essentially make a clone for free.
Yeah.
Eventually,
It will still
in
spend
combat,
the
there are rolls
stamina
for it,
points.
right? So I have a clone at. Let's actually give him. Do I want to do just 1 or should I give him 2? Then again, there's a very good chance that he'll take more than 2 damage. I'm gonna give him 2, just because of the way the damage rolls work.
Mhm.
Taking 1 isn't like if this was D&D, it's this thing has 1 hit point. There's no point in putting it to 2 hit points. This system, it makes a little bit more sense. So I am going to make the clone at 2 hit points.
2 can be better than 1 if they're getting attacked by bard spell that insults them.
That's all I needed to kill that weird horse chicken monster thing in that short campaign you ran for
That was
us.
fun. Well,
that
that thing was fun because it had very specific immunities to all this shit, and then it's you have to. It's just like a real folktale. You have to figure out what works.
And vicious mockery for 1 point of damage was enough. Okay, so that puts me at 8, and the clone, the active clone that I have has 2 stamina. We each have a gun. I mean, I do have one of my other talents, because I'm not necessarily built for superpowers. I'm kind of built just for utility. Is parkour. Can I get up?
I could probably throw you or fly you up someplace.
That's also fair.
There's a network of rafters up
Yeah.
above that you could probably try and move along.
Yeah, if I could get up there, then that would help a lot.
I have no roll required to be up there. Moving will be the parkour roll after that. But yeah, and if you guys spend a little bit of time waiting here, eventually your good old friend.
I try to flag
Returns.
someone down and be like, do you have any candy bars?
I don't know what that is.
Fair enough.
Very good, thank you. Welcome.
I didn't either. You've got to try.
They are great. If the Kraken hadn't eaten all of mine.
He says, well, one day when the gateway's gone and we can go to the surface world and meet your friends, then we'll try one. It'll be on a glorious day. Very excited about these candy bars. Good day. Welcome to Atlantis. She walks away.
I've always wanted to visit Georgia. Right.
Atlantis.
Yes.
All right. So, if you guys wait a little while, he will return. And be like, I could not find our orator, unfortunately. Very sorry. We will have to regale you with the time of the betrayer some other time. However, the elders are ready to see you, as are your friends.
Hooray!
Right this way. Follow me. They're very excited to meet you all. You move up through this kind of palatial tower, and he brings you to what it seems like a large set of double doors into a big chamber.
So is that?
And
is
you're
that the
trying to
parkour
follow.
roll?
Yeah.
Parkour roll.
Give me a parkour roll.
What's the base stat here?
It'll be agility.
Yay!
Hooray!
All I ever wanted. My best stat. 3 successes.
2 successes. That's enough success. I won't make you roll the stealth with it. You're moving pretty quickly and pretty quietly up in the rafters up above and able to keep pace. There's some times where, like, due to just, like, the architecture, you have to drop down, move, and then clamber back up, but you're able to move pretty quietly up in the rafterwork. And after some time, you get to this door, and he, like, kind of, you can see, like, him kind of open the door and beckon. Look at the gesture. The others will see you, and the 4 of them walk into the room. And like, very good, good. Enjoy your speaking with the elders.
Now, are any of them actual key locks, or are they just like?
It's
latches?
all like latches.
Oh.
It seems like you could probably open them from.
Part of me wants to just take this guy out. He just locks everybody and turns around, and it's just like,
Wham! And he's just
I'll
like,
let him go.
he kind of like flattens his suit out, smiles, and just starts walking.
Alright.
Well, I'll at least get down and unlatch the door.
Okay.
Flip the 12 deadbolts.
The 4 of you enter in, and you can see, kind of standing in this room. It's kind of unsettling because they're just kind of like standing there, and they seem like they've just been doing that for a while. You can see.
Do they have their knees locked? Because when they pass out, they're really funny.
You can see 3 people that look like this. You have Captain Atomic, a man hideously ugly, who has like kind of this like radiation burned skin and face all over. He's big, he's brooded, big brute, big buff dude. He's almost as tall as you are, definitely a little shorter still, but like in the high 6 feet. He's like, this is clearly a big dude who had this terrible accident.
You guys just throw it out. It's gonna be.
And he's in his. He has this like weird creature attached to his head, Brinkslug, and he's wearing his like uniform, which is like on the chest crest in the middle is like a huge A with a mushroom cloud for like the dot of the A. Captain Light, obviously. Who you assume is Spitfire is a woman.
Wait. Which Spitfire or what's the other one?
Whispering.
Whispering. Which of the 2 of them is edgier?
This will be a good contest.
Oh, it's gonna be Whisperwing.
Yeah, I think it could be either one. I'm kind of leaning towards Whispering as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, carry on, sir.
Both. Is the answer. Spitfire is a woman. She's got the classic strong female protagonist haircut, where it's like shaved on the side, kind of like spiky hair off to the side. That's black with the tips dyed red. She's wearing like a cut-off leather jacket over black leather jacket over black shirt with like black leather fingerless gloves.
She doesn't even have a superhero costume. She's
just dressed like someone at a punk rock concert. The jacket is open and she has like the black t-shirt underneath, which is a face-shaped fireball with a smiling, winking face on it. And then you have Whisperwing, who is just...
I'm pretty sure that's the character I played Back 4 Blood.
Whisperwing is Batman without pointy ears. Like, he's got like kind of a rounded head, but it's like very much like the black super suit classic one, and then he has a like... It's like a single wing-shaped crest that's like spiked and sharp on the back is like the crest thing painted on the center of his super suit. And you can see he is currently leaning against the like bladed glider that's next to him. And even though the brain slug has control over him, he's doing like the side stance and like turns to face you as you enter in.
So dramatic.
And that's
I hate
the
the A-team already.
A-team. Apart from Dr. Quantum, that is the A-team.
There you go.
I would love for this entire campaign to be us just shitting on the A-team.
The A-team seems to be a brilliant doctor, a terrible, terrible burn victim, and 2 edgelords.
Could be that.
We just gotta burn somebody. That'd be something.
That'd be something.
And you guys enter in.
Yeah.
And all 3 of them speak.
Hello!
They all 3 of them kind of simultaneously look at your finger, and then all each kind of like take like their heads kind of dart around, each scanning one of you at a time, and then they speak simultaneously, saying, "Welcome, all in a different voice. Welcome."
Hi!
You have come from the surface world, yes? As your friends have, who have decided to join us, the Elders.
Some of us more than others. You know, from the surface, like, I'm kind of like more. Yeah. So you,
There's more than one surface?
I mean, you've got like countertops and like tabletops. And,
We understand the concept of tables.
well, I mean that's pretty good for brain slugs, honestly.
We are not slugs. We are the elders.
Right. Excuse me.
Do you know of barrier magics and how to undo them?
Yes.
You mean like force fields? Yeah, sure.
You
I have some
do.
on my ship. Yeah.
Very good. Would you help us in our quest to meet the surface world
I mean,
and
oh,
disband this terrible barrier put by the deceiver and the betrayer?
I mean, maybe specifically like if you controlled my body, possibly.
He's got a good point there. That won't be something that you do, is it?
And there's this, it's almost as if like the like bodies they're puppeting are kind of just like it's like a background animation, like they're just doing their like idle animation of like,
Oh, they're gonna T-pose on
and
us.
then you see like you think that the elders are having a conversation right now that you're not going
Do
to.
you remember that rogue build I did in D&D where I made black puddings roll charisma checks?
To deceive you, and one of them got like a negative.
Well,
2.
yeah, they're just like none of them like rolled
They're reading
higher
their minds.
than a 5.
Okay, so you're gonna try and focus on reading the minds of the parasites or of
Yes.
the superheroes.
The parasites.
Okay,
I don't think you'll get much from the superheroes.
2.
2. Okay, I will. I believe it's willpower for them to resist you, which they
I think that would
are
make.
Don't you get 6?
fairly good at.
Don't you get 6 to read minds?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, because you have.
Yeah.
3
3.
successes. Well, 3 is better than 2 because they rolled 2. You kind of feel like you're getting in right on the very end of a conversation that ends with roughly, "Yes, I agree. We should have the large one smash all but the one who knows about shields, and then we'll force him to open the shield for us." Very good. And then you see the like scarred looking captain. You see Captain Atomic. Kind of turn and look at you, and he says, "Very well." And then he slams his fists together.
Yeah!
And is going to try.
Now,
and-
what happens if you
Try
knock
again.
out the brain?
Can
slug?
I tell the team without talking what they've said?
You may not need.
Punch incoming.
What?
Punch?
Oh no, I'm always ready for
And as
punch.
Captain Atomic slams
I
his
can-
fists together, he goes, and he grows to be well bigger than you are. Probably a little bit smaller than the Leviathan was, but not considerably smaller. Like
Finally,
he's
a challenge.
a big dude, and he's well over 3 times his size at this point.
Nice.
And that will be where we'll roll initiative. And I have to roll that with these guys.
Remind me what it is.
You can use your agility or your mind.
It's cocked. Yay!
What?
Good thing it was too.
Now we're tied, but I have more dice.
Oh, 3 successes.
Yeah, 3
Oh,
very
that
high
was-
successes. I
yeah.
don't know if that mattered.
Not,
It doesn't matter.
it doesn't, but
Matters
Yeah.
to me.
it's the principle of the thing. Oh, you had 2 as well. Nice. I think you and Will are tied.
Yeah.
So one of you will have to kill the other.
We'll have a mini death match right here.
Who's
now to
first?
determine who goes first initially.
Highest roll.
3.
3? How many dice did you roll?
4.
4 dice? Roll again for me.
Tiebreaker.
Now, wait, okay, hold on.
2.
Do I need
Okay.
to? Okay, technically, me and my clone have separate initiatives, so I'll
so
do
you're
that
outside.
roll for myself because that's the roll that I actually did. And the clone's a little bit slower than I. You know, he's a bit slow, but
He's doing his best.
he's doing his best.
Who next?
Me, 2 with 5 die.
Okay.
Good old 5.
Any other 2s? Any other
Both
2s?
of these.
Yes.
They're both also 2s?
But both with 4 dice, so just go ahead and give Winston it first.
And so that's all of you guys, right?
And then my clone is technically after me.
Is he at
with
1?
Yeah.
And how many dice did you roll?
4.
4. Okay.
Because he's got my stats. Man, what if you had the duplicate power? Literally anything with Toyota Corolla is like, but what if he had that power? And then in my mind, it's just like, that's just broken.
Dennis.
Please nerf.
Please nerf. Aliens.
Mr. Samuels.
You also just have rolled well.
I just
pretty
Just
consistent.
do the classic turn the ground under him into like sand or something. I don't know.
A quicksand?
A quicksand.
It's stone, so I think it'd be reasonable to try and do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your superpower.
It's like the floor in Jumanji.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or the spiders?
Do you think we could pull off a Jumanji tabletop campaign?
Possibly. 2.
That could be a lot of fun.
You're able to make the spot under one of his legs kind of turn to quicksand, and it sinks in very quickly with his very large size.
Yeah.
And he seems to be somewhat stuck in it. You're not sure until his turn if he's going to be able to get out of it or not, but it seemed to have been somewhat effective.
No. Well done.
Um,
It's the setup.
what it is.
First, it's the quicksand, and then it's the brick.
So that kind of drug the leg down, and you can see like it kind of goes down, and then it just like turns and looks at you, and it seems to kind of just be, seems effective.
That's a good trick.
Do I want to do this or just smash things?
what if they get strapped just to be super pointless? They're just really useless and they don't want us.
Then I think they just kill us.
That's true.
And we just leave the 18.
You do see what looks like probably a roughly, like, I don't know, Professor Megahertz sized blood puddle probably in some corner of this
okay.
room.
Fair enough.
I mean, I always expected he was useless, but
It turns out he has technology, and other than that, he's a cantankerous old man named Professor Megahertz.
well, that's one problem solved. Isn't it?
Yeah. You see a lab coat stained in blood in one corner of the room somewhere.
Poor guy.
I kind of assumed when he found the
alright.
eye that
So-
the
sorry,
little
I'm up
spider
next.
that was Professor Megahertz, and then we'd have to work with him to try and get out of here. That would be fun.
All right. Sorry, my turn. Is that two action?
No.
Okay.
After him, someone else gets to go.
Wait, do I have a like a?
You have a
Second
second
action.
action. If you want to move
Oh,
and do
yeah.
something else.
I can't use my minor for the second action.
Yeah.
I can't. I was
Turn
going invisible.
Okay.
They're like eyeballing you, like, you might be useful. Then you fucking disappear. Oh shit.
A Whisperwing
It's Kite Man!
throws his glider into the air and then jumps, grabbing it, and like he has one hand on a hip, the other hand in the middle of it, and glides forward
Never mind, I don't want this thing. Let's kind of stupid.
and shoots straight forward, and he will pick. He chose poorly. He glides straight into it, and like in midair, like swishes this thing around and is going to try and do like a samurai run past slash movement on you.
Okay.
So go ahead and give me your resist to that, whether it is brawn or agility.
It's the same either way.
Whisperwing will use his melee weapon plus.
Oh, it's 4.
I got some bad news for you, Whisperwing. How many dice do you have? Are they
6.
6? Okay.
Yeah, he rolls 6, but only got 2 successes.
That's a 4 success on my
Okay.
side.
So he like slashes and it like kind of cuts across and tears the. Don't you wear like a bro tank?
Yeah.
No, it's
I'm
well,
in my
no,
scuba
it's
suit right now.
well, he was wearing a giant
was it that
floral pattern like Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, it was the John
yeah, it was
Hawaiian
a
shirt.
giant Hawaiian shirt. You're wearing a giant Hawaiian shirt. It cuts along the side of it, but it doesn't pierce through your hide. And he is like, he's like the like. Oh. Yikes. You want to double check to make sure that that's still
That's your angle.
That's my angle. You right. We still good.
Hey!
He like ends into like epic like nothing personal kid pose behind you and then twists back around. That's his move and his action.
Just back around and realize you're completely unharmed.
And all he did was scratch your shirt for that first move. He picked poorly on who he tried to assassinate. Now does you. No, now it's you.
Aha! As much fun as it would be to squish this tiny human, I don't believe he is my threat. I'm fighting the big one.
Okay.
So I'm going to use my flight to just like move across the room super fast and give him the old uppercut.
Okay. Go ahead and do your agility fly attack against his semi-enhanced brawn because of his bigger size.
That's all successes.
That's Six
successes.
I don't think he can stop you. He's only rolling 5 dice. 2 successes.
Okay.
So he's going to be, you said 6?
6.
So it'll be 4 stamina.
So he's like stuck in the ground, and my opening move is to just go and give him the old like super speed uppercut.
Alright. So you finally he kind of like reset, turns, looks, and like slam. It snaps back. It just seems to like it definitely like kind of crooked up this poor cripple's jaw.
Right.
But he just like snaps back, and it seems like again it hurt the body, but the thing running it doesn't.
We
stick.
survived this. We are never gonna let the A-team forget that we just kicked the shit out of them.
Kick their asses.
After that, you are up.
I'm gonna try to take the. I wanted to say boomerang. Whatever.
Whisper wings.
Whisper wings.
Bladed glider.
I'm gonna take it from him.
You're gonna try and telekinesis out of his grip.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
So you also get these 2.
You may not need them though,
Yeah.
based.
You may. You're probably going to need them.
5.
That will be a re-roll.
Wow.
Also 5.
That was a fantastic roll.
roll. Not a 5.
Ooh.
Oh, that's only
Just
a 1.
So you kind of it's like, and he pulls it, and then he's sitting there like shaking his hand, and he turns and he looks at you and switches it to the other grip like he's about to charge at you, and he does not lose his grip of it.
You might need a force field.
It seems like this blade magically wants to stay in his hand, and so it is. He's using like his superpower to contest you, not just holding strongly with it.
Okay.
This guy's just like somehow a superpowered mall ninja.
Isn't that just a regular ninja?
A ball ninja with superpowers is just a ninja?
No.
It's like a ninja but lamer.
He's like a ninja, but he sucks.
Okay.
Yeah, I will feel that later.
You have 2 actions if you want.
Oh,
Do
okay.
something
I'm
else.
gonna put my force field up and protect myself.
In front of you? Okay. How does the force field work?
That is my
Minor power?
It's your major superpower plus 1. Your minor superpower is mind read.
mind read.
Or it's actually no, sorry. It's part of your telekinesis is you can make a force field. Yeah.
I don't remember exactly. Do you mind pulling up what the ruling kind of is on that? In the meantime, actually, what's next?
Do you want me to check the rules or take my turn?
I do like the
Both,
idea of
in
like
the order you said. Actually, no.
because first it's you outside the door and then it's him inside the door.
Mhm.
So it's the same guy who's standing in the room kicks open the door and fucking shoots someone.
So go ahead and roll your superpower for it. See if you're able to successfully conjure it up.
2 success.
Okay, you have a shield up. You conjure a barrier between you. That won't save you.
I do like it. He chose poorly. Like he just comes in front and like
he just
scratches my
tears your
shirt.
shirt.
Damn it.
That is you're up.
Real
Jesse York is up.
real me will enter the room and shoot wannabe Batman in the back.
Go ahead and make the attack.
On account of how he is currently looking at not me.
Let me see something here. So his agility.
I believe that's only 2 because I'm pretty sure pistols are a +1.
It's just one. Yeah, one die.
No, technically that's 3.
Well, it's one die, and then if it hits, you'll get the additional damage.
Okay, so that's just 2 to hit then?
Yes, it's
Okay.
2 to hit, and then if it hits, you'll get an additional damage or what you normally
Okay.
do. He got 2 to defend. He is able to, she kind of like quickly, without looking, he swings the blade behind him and cuts the bullet, and it misses him. He like deflects the bullet off to the side. Edgelord. That was you.
So now it's me.
So it's you.
So he deflects the bullet from behind him, at which point
guy
McClellan
next
pulls
to
out a gun and turns to shoot him.
Pretty funny.
That is 3 successes.
That is only 2. So
Okay,
he
so he
does-
will take 2 damage.
Okay. Which
That's pretty funny.
If only they were a hive mind with no personality. That would be hilarious.
All right. He deflects that and like without even looking, and then just he looks over at the clone. After that, it will be Captain Atomic.
All right, let's
He's
go.
going to try and razzle dazzle you because you're right in his face.
They're not Atlantis,
Captain
right?
Atomic.
Tango.
Razzle dazzle.
I assume I can body or.
Yep, you can try and resist.
One of his legs is pinned.
It is. You're still right up in his face because you're just floating. So he's just swinging at you because you're next to him.
Tree.
4.
Oh.
So you will take a damage.
Okay.
Nice.
So he's just gonna whack you.
So you come flying across the room, nail him hard enough to like kill a man, and then he hits you back, but it's just the like,
And he's gonna kind of, and then he reaches and you see him like punch his hand into the ground and grab a big chunk of rock, and he throws it over your head.
Oh.
And I need an agility from your clone.
Oh. Wait, is it? Can I react fast enough with my reaction to try to like tip it?
I will let you roll an agility.
You're going.
You're
trying
react
to.
in time to get in the way.
You're trying to block the field storm.
Yeah.
If you do, it's going to hit your hand and it might hurt you instead.
Okay.
Ooh, good one.
4.
4. That's going to tie it. I will. It's either going to hit the clone, or you can choose to instead have a new attack roll against you.
I'll take the new attack roll.
Okay.
I can regenerate. The clone cannot. Alright.
Canonically, since I rolled, I want to consider this the clone
So that's,
dodged out of the way anyway. Like, seeing it coming.
So-
3. So you will take another damage.
But then he just.
You like reach up hand and kind of breaks back, and another chunk tumbles towards the clone, and the clone does dodge out of the way of it.
Okay.
Spitfire's turn. Spitfire is going to kind of glance across the battlefield and is going to go like, and is going to shoot fire at 2 of you. One is going to be the boy, and one is going to be either you or your clone. I'm not sure
Dang.
which.
Evens odds.
You're odd. Your clone is even, so it's at real you.
I'm the one who can take it, I guess.
So first one's coming at you. Your shield will apply to this one.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll me an agility or a body.
Okay, so just 2d6. Oof.
Oh.
2 fails, so
Two
no successes.
No successes.
So
It's
1
3.
success from
So
the...
it'll reduce it by 1. You'll take 2 fire from it, and then it's you and agility. Ron.
Yep. No, don't erase. Yeah, just right underneath it. Where it is.
That's 5 successes.
Yeah, that's
all
only
4's 5.
that's only 2 for me here.
So it'll be 3 damage. It shoots fire at one, shoots fire at the other, and then twists their fingers around like they're guns. Puts them in the holsters that aren't there, and then bring their hands back out to do it again. They are the worst. After that, you are up.
So I will move.
Okay.
To where a place where I wasn't.
Okay.
That's how moving works.
So that because I'm invisible. So
Oh, right. That's a good point.
If they attack where you
It sounded
were, you won't be
ridiculous.
there.
That whole sentence was ridiculous until you clarified that you were invisible. I was like, oh, right, okay, yeah, fair enough.
I'm going to try to turn the air around Spitfire into water.
Okay. It will make you visible again to do that. You'll be using your superpower. Go ahead and give me an alter reality.
Hey, lady.
Cool off.
I'm just... technically, he's just adding some hydrogen atoms.
That's all I'm doing.
He's just condensing the water that's already there. It's got to be awful humid down here, considering this is Atlantis.
Good old H2O.
Oh, I see 6.
4.
4 successes.
Sheesh.
A big old... like, and it's like, it just becomes water and then splashes down all around. It's like hero pose, like... And you have to kind of grab the hair and pull it back over her face and You don't know what effect this is going to have, but it'll have some sort.
How much of this are they going to remember, assuming we all survive this?
So that's your move, and then you did that. So that's the end of yours. Whisper Wing.
Uh-oh. Ninja man.
You tried to pull the glider away. You or your clone?
My clone shot.
The clone
We
shot.
both
Clone
shot at him.
shot
The clone
him.
actually
The clone
shot.
shot.
Don't pay attention.
Whisper Wing. Lucky for Whisper Wing, that much like you, he gets to cheatsy doodle use his flying magic as an attack and can do 2.
Right.
So he's probably going to do both. He's going to fly up to the clone first, so make the clone try and
Listen,
dodge him.
I hardly ever use that cheat.
That is 2 successes. Unless I can pull off a sweet parkour trick, in which case I'll roll another die.
Not to the normal defender roll. That's
A lot.
enough. That is 6 successes.
Hey.
Oh, what
And
goes
he
around
gets
comes
to,
around.
and it's because he's using his. Actually, with the fly attack, it's just going to be the straight 6. He doesn't get the additional 2 damage it would be for using his melee weapon.
Alas, poor clone, I knew him well.
He cuts through and it just like disintegrates into nothing. Looks confused and then flies across towards you. And so I'm going to need you to make either a agility or a body check.
Does she get a reaction force field?
She can try to.
I'm
Might
gonna,
as well.
I'm gonna do that. Is
So
that
do your
mine?
superpower first.
Yeah, so 4. So, yeah, 4 and these 2. There you go. Two success.
Okay,
2
so
success.
you're able to make a force field. Now make your
your body.
attempt to dodge the attack.
Okay.
1
One.
success.
1. So you would be hit for 1, but instead he runs past you, shattering the force field, slashing, like flies past, slashing it. But he kind of comes up and like decks you with the front of the glider that shatters your shield and is now right in front of you and does not move. So he's staying next to you.
Okay.
Your clone would have gotten attack opportunity if it was alive because he flew. He flew
Oh, that
away
would
from it.
that would have been a sweet action scene.
That is Whisperwing. You are up.
And
You're right in the face of old Atomic.
Alright. I'm gonna whack him.
Okay, punch it.
Alright, and this is round 1 of my
3 rounds till you
3 rounds
generate.
to-
You just it's 1 stamina point every 3, right? 4 to defend.
oof, only 3 success.
So you kind of punch in the arm that chucks it, and like you shatter that, and you like trying to bring it down to like a hammer fist in the top of his head. He brings the arm up, and it, like kind of forearms clash, and he throws it out of the way and looks up at you.
Yeah.
Next action.
Because I can't just attack again. I attack again. Let's see.
You can, but it's harder. There is like a multi-action penalty if you want to do the same action.
Oh, I see. And I don't have room to like fly up because that's only. I'm going to try and just like. Does he how? I'm trying to think of like his legs like stuck in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he can like throw stuff.
Yeah, seems like he's able to just like rip chunks of.
I'm gonna try to multi-attack him.
Punch again. He will
Yeah.
try and.
What's
he will
the
try and
penalty
defend with
for
his
this?
brawn.
I think it's just kind of
just
since
do
I
it.
had a -1, but for like no kind of multi-action penalty. But
Is that
there is a multi-action penalty.
for doing the same action?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Only 2 success.
4 to defend.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's fine.
Damn. Okay.
That's into your
I wonder if
turn.
there's a defend action that I can take.
All right. After that, it is Winston.
It might be. I don't remember.
Okay. I am.
You can try to like throw him into a wall or something.
That's true. I could try to do that.
He's right up in your grill. Moving away will be a free attack for him.
But you move him away. You play skeet shooting with him where you throw him in the air.
You can try and use telekinesis to move him, but it'll be like your power versus him, like trying to dodge. Like he'll get to his.
Combat roll is just an action.
I'm gonna try to get out of the way. I'm gonna try to float in the middle of the room. Like
You're trying to pick yourself up and move?
Yes,
You can try and telekinesis yourself to like move further, I would say, than you normally be able to.
Okay.
But he will get an attack opportunity if you move away from him. So he'll get to make an attack against you.
Okay.
It won't make it like you moving away from him. No matter what way you use it, he'll be able to reaction you.
Okay. Is there anything in this room other than the
bloody close.
There's the big old rock that the guy threw.
Yeah, there's kind of in two chunks after your hand got in the way, but there's some big chunks of rock in the middle.
Can I throw the trunk?
The chunk of rock at him?
Yes.
Yeah, you can make that attack.
Okay.
He'll try and dodge you.
Try to hit him with his own boomerang. He's like
I
sitting here.
can't pull it. I can't pull it away
I know
from
you
it.
push it into
So
it.
go ahead and make your use your like magic ability, whatever it's called. Use your superpower. Telekinesis 4.
4.
He got 2, so the rock comes over and he like brings the glider up, but it still kind of shatters and smacks against him. And he takes some damage.
Yeah.
Nice. Yes.
This guy's not having a good time.
And are you doing anything else? Second.
I'm gonna put a shield around me.
Okay.
So.
Go ahead and roll your spell to do that. Your superpower.
1, 2. Oh no.
Yeah, more than a 2%.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
Just remember you have a shield up.
And that is.
There you are.
So you're up. Real you. Clone you is dead.
Rip clone
Hey.
you.
That's right. You are up. Points at camera. Not at Willow's.
Not at Will. Audience, what do you do?
What do you do next?
Yes, you. Phil.
You know who you are, Phil.
Yeah, I was just kind of checking to see if
Trevor?
there was
So the thing
partially
is,
just how the grappling rules worked, and then
we don't have enough viewers to just say random names. And
That's true.
Likely.
Someone watching this who happens to actually be like one of the 15 to 20 people who watch this, maybe. And your name is Phil. Leave a comment in the below that says, "Hi, I'm Phil."
well, do I just want to shoot shoot the glider man, or do I want to? I don't know.
What else do you do?
You want to shoot the fire lady?
I could shoot the fire lady, but part of me just wants to see whether or not she's out of the fight already.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Also, I should probably try. Well, then again, they're both going after Winston, but I need to try and. I feel like I should try and keep Winston alive.
Yeah.
On account of
Yeah.
Winston being a kid.
Yeah.
So I'll run in to try and actually get involved in the fight with the Batman.
Okay, you're gonna get like engaged.
Yeah.
Next to
Okay. Or at least like kind of between him and Winston.
He's like standing.
Okay,
next to
right.
Winston.
They're still next to each other. Okay.
So
Yeah.
you would have to like shove your way in between them to get in between.
Yeah, if you stand behind him, it'll
But
force
that
him
would
to.
also probably be fine. Just shove Winston to the ground.
You could. I'm like,
um,
gosh.
Yeah, well, I'll kind of go behind him, and I might actually go. I don't have super high body, but this guy might not either. I might go for a grapple.
I think you have to use body to grapple, but you can use body or agility to contest a grapple.
Right. But if you're grappled, you have to use
Body to get out.
body to get out.
Okay.
So it's essentially just an attack roll. I don't really think I have anything here that will help. So
So you're gonna move up, and first action, second action, you're gonna try and grapple him. Okay. You will try to dodge it.
2 successes.
1 success.
Hey.
You can grab a hold of him.
Okay, which means he does not need to roll all that high to get out, because he just needs to get a 2. Although next turn it might go down to. No, every time he tries and fails, it goes down by 1.
He's just like kind of wiggling free.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's stuck there.
All right.
That's
the end of his turn. Next it is Captain Atomic, who Captain Atomic kind of like reaches and grabs at your Hawaiian shirt, and as he kind of tries to pull you towards him, as this thing jumps off the head to try and land onto yours.
All right, I'm gonna try to reaction, fucking give it the slap.
You can't attack as a reaction. It's not leaving. It's not leaving your area of effect. I'm not gonna say you can't make an attack against it. If you have a reasonable like superpower way to, I mean,
Can I fly sideways?
Yes. It's not really something that's going to stop it from making its attack. It's attacking you. It's taking its turn instead of using the body to take its turn.
I see.
And it's going to use its turn to do
attack.
a specific attack it can do.
Okay.
You might be able to get a force field from your friend as a reaction, and let you do that and make it harder for it to hit you.
technically. We're probably close enough that I could try and create a clone.
Well, he flew up to where they were. You're still in the back, like when you guys.
Yeah,
first
but
entered the
I
room.
have. It makes it harder, but I can.
He can do it at distance.
I can do duplication at distance.
I'm gonna force field.
No, so force field's more likely.
Oh, 5.
I mean, yeah. I agree it's more likely.
4 success.
4 success to make.
4 success. You have a force field.
Hooray! Okay. So, yep, I'll body it, I guess. I don't have a...
Are you wanting to try and use a clone as well? I'd let you try. It's something that's like, it's specifically attacking him.
Right.
And so the clone of yourself you would make, you can't, I don't know if you can make it like floating in the air in the way. You can't just like make the clone as a shield in front of him. He is like 100 feet tall, so it'll probably just be this dude that just appears in front of him as he gets mind controlled and like smashes your
That'd
clone.
be funny. I'll hold on to that.
I just like the idea
mind
of, like-
controlling somebody who's closer to a reasonable height.
Okay. I'm just gonna try to body check him, I guess.
Okay, so you're gonna try to. Well, actually, it has to be agility. Sorry.
Oh, has to be
agility.
agility.
Reroll.
Okay, well that's fine. It's the same thing.
It is the same thing.
Yeah.
You're up
3
to 4
success.
agility, I thought.
5 in both.
Nice.
Everything else.
Oh, you
is
just
low.
get the +1 from.
Yeah.
There's 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Is
No,
what-
3. I have 3.
3.
3 success.
So it does not latch onto you.
Nice.
It kind of jumps and like bats against the shield, and the shield kind of reverberates and shatters, but doesn't do anything to you at all.
Nice. But now it's off.
But it's off of him. However, it has one more of these, which will
Uh-oh.
make at a -1 die. And how close is anyone else? No one else is really close.
Try it, bitch.
He's gonna try it on you again.
Alright, here we go. Humana. Ha! Oh!
2 success.
5 success.
All right.
Small item of note here that I should have asked earlier. So this thing was on Captain Tonic's head.
Yeah.
And Captain Tonic grew 3 times.
Uh-huh.
Did it stay the same
It
size?
did.
Okay.
It's like a tiny little
Really
dot.
small. Yeah.
And you see, as it like jumps off his head, it's like, it's not like it's not like a suction cup coming off. It's like you see very small needle pincers that were inside of his brain slide out of them as it like leaps onto him. And then he just kind of goes, he's like, and just falls flat. The one leg still pinned inside
Poor
that
guy.
he falls, hits the ground, and then shrinks back to his normal size, unconscious.
Oh, I'm gonna smash the shit out of this thing.
Spitfire will be up next, and
It's one of those moments of like, you get 1 shot, and you'd better make that shot count. Because if that shot doesn't land, you will not get a second.
Spitfire is going to shoot at you.
And it missed its
And it
shot.
was gonna shoot
is my
at
point.
him.
So
So the
smash
first one will be.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, no, excuse me. Spitfire's going to work. First thing Spitfire's going to do is look very dejected and frustrated, and is going to kind of like let out like a scream and flex really hard. And you see fire kind of shoot out on all sides of her, and she's going to try and use that to burn away the water so it doesn't give her any negative effects on using her fire. And she uses charisma. +1, so 4, which is how many successes you need to get 4. So she has to use her first action, but she burns the water away from her, and then looks very angry at you and is going to try and throw a fireball at you. So you make a body or an agility to get out to resist it.
You always sort of dreamed of this day, having a showdown with the person
The
who
person
took your
who was-
team on the...
2 success for the thing coming at you.
2 success.
Hey.
The fire shoots over you.
You're a spry old man.
Nicely done.
What you need to do is
And it's your turn
super
after that.
Ooh.
is like
Water.
make it super gaseous around her, so when she tries to throw fire, it just fucking blows up around her.
You can
Smart.
suck the,
Unless that makes her more powerful.
That's true.
or you can suck
Could do
all
that.
the
Who knows? Could
air around her so she can't even do that. It's like putting out a fire.
That's true.
Yeah, but that's tougher because like air isn't like.
You can turn like the air into another gas temporarily, but it's still going to be air in the air, and
It mixes.
it's going to be 6 seconds of time for things to mix. So
Dude,
who knows what that'll
Turn it
cost?
all into nitrogen,
I
so
was-
it can't get
I would do it all into
Into
helium,
the-
so it can't ignite, and then she sounds...
How dare you!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Or like Five Nights at Freddy's scary.
I guess that is a question. Can I don't really think that's what this power is supposed to be. It's like almost like a Mysterio thing, where it just like confuses her.
Not like illusions. It's like it's one of
But I don't think that's really what it is.
You can.
Dang.
Create illusions is a
It's
different
another
power.
Oh yeah, that's right. It is a different power. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you could try to turn material around her into a material that's trippy, and we'll see if she
Turn the air around her into
THC.
yeah, into
I turn her tongue into a lit joint.
Turn her fire into weed smoke.
She just gets really high.
Blade.
Forgets what's going on.
You guys ever just lay there and look at fire?
I feel like there's something that could be like would make the slugs come off. But there's like no. I don't know. That'd be interesting. But there's no way of knowing what that is.
Make
Give him
her
like
brain
heartworm
super
medication.
Slippery.
Dog heartworm.
I throw a rock at them, and in midair, I turn it into salt. And so it hits the shadows, and they go, because they're slugs, and they turn into bubbly goo.
We're not
Yeah, but
literally
we were
slugs.
told that if we kill them, the host dies.
Host dies, yes. That's also
Maybe if they disintegrate, not so much. I don't know about that, but it seems like if something has a bunch of like sharp, spiky things in your brain, and it suddenly like
Dies.
clenches and dies, it probably just
kills you.
jacks your brain up enough to where you're probably dead.
Brain
That's
surgery.
why I try to
Very
get it.
fragile.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've detached one of them.
Mm-hmm. And you have until its turn to end it.
I do like that it's like the first one, dodge. Second one, dodge.
I will let you know, the parasites are far less scary than their hosts when not attached to their hosts, so long as they haven't hit you in the face.
What if it hits you with the leg? Does it just take control of the leg?
My kneecap! You're like, just like unnaturally bends up and kicks you in the face.
Well, it's the cursed Halo thing, really. He's got like the 3 plasma rifles and like the 4th arm comes out from the side when he does the melee.
What you do?
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna do the classic. Man. No, I'm gonna turn the rock under her into sand too.
Spitfire?
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
go ahead and
sand
roll.
is a flame retardant.
Like quicksand, kind of do the same
Yeah.
thing. Okay, roll it.
You dump her in water, and then you turn all the air into the CO2 fire retardant from a fire extinguisher that hits her as well.
Yeah, you turn the rock above her into quicksand, just falls down.
Just have a bad day.
Just 2.
Again, I guess we're all having a bad day. Us, the 18.
It turns into quicksand. She seems to like she's planted where like she starts sinking into it with both of her feet. She seems to like she's fully able to like use her arms and do her stuff, but she's stuck where she's at.
Yeah.
So it's effectively locked her in place unless she does something to eliminate that, but she's still going to be an effective combatant where she's standing.
Right.
With just 2.
And then I'm gonna.
I guess I could give her a chance to dodge it. I guess that is kind of an attack. No, I'm gonna say it works. I'm not gonna, it does with the 2 successes. It does.
How do you dodge the ground underneath you going away? Like, ah.
And then I'm gonna turn invisible.
Okay. Turn invisible.
The classic.
Wait, so they get 2 actions. Right?
That's the 2.
That's the 2.
Turn
Oh,
invisible
the
is an
2
action,
is-
and you using your power was the first was an action.
Oh, I see.
I like that 2 of us have thermal vision, so we can just like we always know where he is.
Whispering. Whispering.
Another something.
So you're next to Whispering, and you're next.
I've
to
got him
Whispering.
in a.
Oh yeah, you
he's-
grabbed it. So he's going to try and break free of you. Hold on.
I've got him in a full.
He has to get 2, but he has to use body to break.
Has to.
Right. Where's Whispering? He's got 3 bodies. 2 success. So he's going to like pry free of you. And then now's where he decides, does he go after the punk kid who tried to steal his glider, or the person who just gave him a bear hug?
I like to think I had him in a full Nelson.
Yeah, full Nelson. Throws off. He's going to throw you off him, and then he's going to turn, he's going to slash at you with the blade using his melee attack. So this
That's
is
a
a
tough
little
one.
scarier. So you're going to do body or agility against him, whichever your pick is. And he's going to make this attack.
Big money, no whammy.
He's the rogue of the party.
That's only 2.
That is 4 success, which means that you'll take 4 damage because of the +2 from his grade of weapon. And he turns and he slashes, and you get like a big slash across your chest. That is the end of Whisper.
I'm still up, but
And you-
barely.
Alright, second turn. Marking.
I can't make any. I have too little stamina to make any clothes anymore because I have 1 stamina.
You could make a clone of yourself that then kills you. Makes you knock unconscious, which would then probably disintegrate your clone. I don't know.
I'm going for the big stomp.
Big stomp.
Ha! 1 success.
You're going against trying to stomp down on the little thing?
Yeah.
Okay. It will roll a agility, I assume, because I think it has a literal body of 0. Yes. So try and dodge out of the way. 2 success.
Okay.
So the little thing on the ground jumps out of the way as you stomp down.
Okay. How far away is it from me?
It's at your feet.
At my feet.
It is right next to you.
Okay. Give it a drop kick.
Okay, so we'll do. It's a multi-action. Is if you do the same thing twice, we'll just say 1 less die.
Yeah, that's
and I'll run that with all of these guys too.
Yeah.
And we can. It's worth saying we've probably messed up a decent number of these Metroville rules. This is our second session, really full session of learning it.
No big deal.
And
Three.
2 success.
2 dodge, so it jumps out of off to the side again.
And like all good RPG
This is
rule
really
sets,
hard.
it's got a chunk in there that's just like, yo, if you don't like rules, just run it different.
Yeah, it's true.
You might try to telekinesis it into a wall on your turn.
Or telekinesis into something that hurts. Speaking of things that hurt, it's your turn. Whispering's still next to you, but there is a parasite on the ground as well.
Okay. I'm going to pick up that flame chick and
She's stuck on the ground.
She is stuck inside of the quicksand.
okay.
You could. It would be like there'd be some extra contesting again. It'd be harder to pull her up out of it because she is locked in place, right?
No, that's fine. That's good. I was gonna try to knock them both out by like slamming their heads together, but I won't try to do that if she's stuck in quicksand. I am going to. He's got a Batman suit on.
Basically, yeah. There is a cape if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
It's not like a full length cape. It's like a cape that goes to just above like the backs of his knees. It's kind of like a half cape.
Half cape. It just from his neck to his knees.
To the back of his knees, yeah.
Can I wrap the cape around him to where he gets stuck?
Yeah, you can definitely try to.
Yes.
Okay, multi-action
Is your goal to
penalty
like wrap his arms up or to like pull it over his head so he can't see?
Pull it over his head so he can't
Okay.
see. So
He will
gets
try
stuck.
and use like agility to dodge out of the way, but you will contest with your
How does he
superpowers.
dodge his own cape? Multi-action penalty is
So 1,
just
2,
disadvantage,
3, 4,
Oh,
which isn't all that different from
5.
Oh, okay.
essentially.
So we'll
minus
run it
one
like that
penalty.
from now on instead.
5.
I think
So
I would
you are
use-
able to pull the cape kind of flips up and is over the top of his head as he's like rustling
multi-action
against it.
penalty is
And
the
as
second
my
one's from
second
disadvantage.
action, I'm going to put a force
It's not all
field
that
around the
different from
slug
minus one,
Okay.
so it doesn't move.
Technically, it's more to like defend yourself. Well, we kind of ran it last time as like you're able to
You
try.
can put a force field around a small
But-
object, I believe.
And there might be something along those lines, but I don't think it prevents it from moving. It will protect it.
We'll protect it against the ground where it can't.
I'm gonna put like I will let
Just put a
you
cup
to
over it.
try and
Yeah.
to do this. It'll try and dodge, so it'll be you against its like agility.
Okay.
If you're successful, it'll make it so it can't move from where it's at, but it will get the shield bonus. So if someone tries to attack it, they will have to reduce their damage by 1.
Okay.
So we'll protect it as well as hold it in place.
That's fine with me. I
But
just
it'll
don't
have to
want
like break it like those lions did in the other session to like be able to make an attack on its next turn. So go ahead and use your telekinesis. I'm gonna say you have disadvantage on it because your second time using telekinesis in a round, and then it'll try and punch you.
Now,
So
the other
Uh,
option with the
disadvantage
slug would have
means,
just been to pick it up
5
and
and
throw
6 are
it.
the only successes.
5 and 6 instead of 4, 5, and 6. And it is 3 success for it to try and dodge out of the way.
No, 2 success.
So you like this shield starts to form around it, but it kind of like squeezes out between two like sides of it as it's shielding around it, and it gets just outside to where it's still free. Not protected by the shield, but it's kind of slithers out of the side of this thing. That is you. You're up. Whispering does have the keep over his head in front of you right now, fighting to get
first
it off.
shot at the slug. That's
The one on the
fine.
ground. Okay, gunshot.
And then maybe I'll shoot it. Then maybe I'll shoot it defensively.
Not great. Only 1 to defend.
That's 2 to hit.
So it'll be 1 plus 1 damage.
Yep.
So it'll take 2 damage, and it is still up, but a blast goes through and kind of some like gooey green blood shoots out the other side of it onto the ground. It seems like 2 damage badly injured it.
Well,
but it is.
do I try and finish it off, or do I try and? I'm gonna try and deal with. It's a little until it takes somebody over. It's a little less of a threat than even defenseless Batman over here. So I guess I'll take a shot at.
So it's not going to be easy to do non-lethal with the gun. If your goal is to not, Batman has been hit twice.
I'll shoot him in the leg.
Okay.
I'm laying on the ground still
Okay.
from.
He will try and stop you, and it won't be as easy for him to do so because of.
It's a 2 to hit.
It would have been 3 to dodge. It's only 2 because I gave him disadvantage with the 2-5. So you shoot. He's like stepping around trying to get in. He happens to step out of the way as you pull the trigger, and like doesn't get shot in the back of the kneecaps. All right.
Just one kneecap.
Next, it is that slug thing. It is going to jump at the near one, which is going to be you. So go ahead and give me. It has to be opposed agilities.
Okay.
For the way that this attack I made up, that's how it works. It's agility versus agility, followed by willpower versus willpower.
You just out willpower the brain slug.
Only 2 hits, so 4 you dodge, and it will just have to try again, and it'll have disadvantage on its second one, which is only 1. So this thing jumps and you kind of swat out of the way. It jumps again, you swat out of the way. It lands on the ground, like ready to jump on you again, but it's not able to grab hold of you. That'll be that and Spitfire. Spitfire will.
I mean, Batman's brain slug's got to disconnect at some point, right?
It's true.
It's got a cape on its head.
That's true. It's a little pinned in place. That's how we get him back to the surface. We just bring Batman tied up in his own
You
cape.
wrap his cape over the top and tie it off. And just, someone's like jumping around inside of it, but it's stuck. Spitfire will use fire, I assume.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Spitfire is going to try and create.
Just for no reason at all. I'm gonna look up the
You're
rules
invisible.
for what happens when you go
Spitfire is going to try and. I guess I can just keep shooting fire at people, but it's just. Spitfire's going to try and create a pillar of flame up from underneath. Can't see you. Looks like it's going to be you. So I was going to try and shoot flame up from underneath you.
That one.
You can use agility to dodge or body to resist it. Yes.
I'm gonna try to dodge.
I'm starting to think I should get so far as well.
Does nothing.
Does
Nothing. Okay, so what happens essentially is you're not taking any damage this turn, but the ground underneath you erupts in flame, and you're going to have the burn condition, and it's going to be the burn 2 condition, which means that basically on the start of your turn you're going to take 2, and if you don't move from where you're at, other things are going to happen. Like it's not the burn condition is not going to stay applied to you, but where you're at in the ground is going to hurt you.
Okay.
So just remember to take 2 damage at the start of your next turn.
Okay.
After that, Spitfire is going to try and quicksand can't really be burned away, so they're just going to try and pull their happy ass out of it. It's not going to be easy. And does not do so. They are still they're like gonna pull it on, and like looks around to where you turn invisible and seems angry. And that will be your turn.
Looking where you were, you appear like 30 feet away. Fucking dump more water on it.
I will turn the sand back into stone.
Okay,
Oh shit.
go ahead and give the check.
Full blown.
This will be harder than the stone to sand just because there's someone inside of it. But
Just 2.
just 2. So it starts to kind of harden around the outside, but it's not enough to fully seal it. So it is still quicksand basically. It's not enough to turn it to stone.
Okay. I'm gonna just move.
That does make you visible too, because you use your power.
The power does, yeah. So, well, I guess I could make myself invisible, but you just know where I am. I just do it anyway. I'm
Okay.
invisible.
Turn invisible. Sweet. Whisper me.
With booby.
Ah! Whispering. So Whispering, you see kind of like stumbling around trying to get this thing off of its head. And you see kind of like as it like throws it back, the cape finally flips over, and it flips over to reveal the slug jumping off of its head as he kind of tumbles back unconscious on the ground with his glider next to him. And it is going to try and jump. Who is?
Does it? Well, yeah. If it tries to move away from me, that will.
It's going to try and jump on you because you're the close one.
Okay.
Whisperwing's beat up enough that it doesn't feel like keeping that host anymore. So it's going to be opposed to agility.
If it manages to take me over, fellas, you won't have to work all that hard to down me.
3.
Wow.
With agility.
1 with agility.
No damage, but it does latch onto the top of your head, and you feel like sharp pokes start to kind of try to crawl into your mind. And now you have to make a much harder opposed willpower. That is 3 success.
That is 0 success.
As you feel your consciousness slip, and you see him kind of like grabbing up at this, and just like hands go to the side, and then he turns.
Dang,
and looks
do
at
all
the
that
rest
in
of
one
it.
round, huh?
It's rough. If it hits.
If it's 2 actions
Right.
to do that, and then the other, and then it's the first one's doable. The second one's much harder. It's very good at the mind control once it attaches.
I just can't roll dice.
Well, it's kind of
Loaded
weird.
dice,
Whispering is now your turn. Europe.
Okay.
This one is injured and at your feet.
A kick.
Le kick. You can try to le dodge.
2 success.
2 success.
Damn, this fucking thing.
They have
Alright.
agility and they have willpower.
I guess at
Some mind
disadvantage.
No, very little critical, basically.
2 success.
2
God
success.
fucking
It
God.
dodges out from underneath you
That one would have been 4 success if I wasn't at disadvantage.
because of the
Okay,
second attack.
yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it. This fucking thing's slippery.
Oh, he's slippery.
Oh,
He's quick. I'm quicker than that. That is your turn. Europe goes.
Look, I mean, I was essentially out of that fight with 1 stamina point anyway. So
Am I immediate other than the
Yes.
thing that is?
Yeah, so at the start of your turn, you're going to take 2 fire damage.
Yeah.
And you already took the damage.
Oh, I
and,
heal 1 HP.
hey, and you need to move on this turn or you will take more fire damage.
Okay, I'm gonna move.
Now you can jump out of the flame, I'm going to say, but it's kind of like sitting where you were at.
Yeah.
But yeah, it forces you to move if you don't want to
This
take
thing abandoned
Yeah, I'm gonna jump out of the
like,
flame.
This guy's about to go
Do I
down. I'm
need to
outta
do
here. They left the
agility?
burning ship for a worse
No.
burning ship.
No.
You just move.
Okay.
You might not have fully understood that.
Stupid brain smoke.
Can I do something else? Other
So
than
the
you
move
jump.
will be your first one. You can like jump out of the flames, and then you
Okay.
have your other action.
Okay.
Definitely do whatever.
With telekinesis, it says I can throw stuff and pick up things. Can I make things still?
I'd let you try and use telekinesis to like lock the. Are you trying to keep the slug still?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I can squish it.
Hey!
He's like Jahira when she steps on the little slug. And
It'll be your magic against it trying to resist you holding it in place. Whether
Okay.
it's agility or willpower, it's the same roll. And if you're successful, I will give him advantage on his first of his attacks as it kind of locks it in place.
Okay. Come on.
3.
1,
The
2.
dice are hot.
Gosh.
2.
2.
Not successful. It's not locked down.
I'm so sorry.
Do we need to trade that? My dice are pretty hot over
yeah,
As-
one of them's mine. Why doesn't it roll away from me?
here.
That's how it goes.
Because I'm the DM.
It's a tabletop game.
True that. It is your turn, which is not your turn.
It wouldn't be a
Don't
table
do
that
anything.
game if I didn't get brain control.
The slug is going to try and jump on you again. Do your normal,
Alright.
your normal block shenanigans. 2.
2.
Does not hit. Second one with disadvantage. Nothing.
1.
Been 3. Good thing it had disadvantage. It was 3 4s.
Jesus Christ.
Meanwhile,
my
again, it jumps and you swat it away. It keeps trying to jump at you. God, get away from me. This thing wants you. But it can't get you.
I'm gonna freaking get one good kick on this thing. It's gonna be over.
Game over, man. Spitfire is going to
Shoot fire over in this direction.
don't fire in this direction. Spitfire is going to kind of like focus their hands and try and shoot a like jet cone of flame in the direction of where you turned invisible, trying to just like scorch earth policy hit your area. I'm going to make it a because it's going to be covering a wide area. I'm going to give them disadvantage to try and hit you. So it'll get to do the magic attack on you and cover that whole area, but it's going to basically, they don't know exactly where you're at, so it's going to be a disadvantage to try and get you. So you get to do your defense against this, and with disadvantage, it's only 1 to hit.
Which that would be like
Either
agility or
body
body.
agility.
Mhm.
Okay.
As long as you get 1.
3.
3. So not only does it's like they blast a cone of fire and it doesn't even reveal where you're at. Like the cone of fire shoots right across in front of you and doesn't make any contact. You step to the side just in time. Then they will try and pull their happy arrows out. Couldn't do that again if I tried. And they are very stuck. They are not a tough person. Not a brawny person to pull themselves out.
Free.
And it's your turn after that.
Well, at some point we gotta try to get the slug to try to jump off. So I should probably stop going invisible.
You certainly proved to have a very interesting power. It might be something they'd be enticed by. Who knows?
Alright, I'm gonna...
Walk over there and strike up a sexy pose or something.
Yeah, except you don't have the agility to dodge them.
Yeah, if it jumps for you, you're...
No, don't mind control me.
He mind control me. I mean, you're more likely to succeed at the willpower afterwards if it does hit you, because it's pretty likely to hit you with this agility.
What will my new character be?
Somebody that's power is at a gun.
We've just been in situations where my powers aren't perfectly useful.
Well, I'll move to a different place that, like, just away from where I am, so it's a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will. I suppose I'll try to finish the ground rock thing.
Oh, to try and lock the feet in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I chose how difficult it was, so same difficulty. In fact, I'll actually it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be the same difficulty. It's very doable for how good you are at this.
3.
That's what you need. So the sand re-solidifies in the rock, and barring some help, probably Spitfire's not going anywhere. Those legs are very stuck, and don't think she can melt rock. Not very quickly, at least. Okay, so you move away. You become visible doing that, but Spitfire is locked into place fully.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, it's your turn, which is their turn. You kind of feel like you're just kind of unconscious. It's like it's this horrible thing of like your consciousness is still there. It just like is witnessing what itself is doing more than it has any control or.
Wouldn't be the first time I shot my boss.
And
You shoot me.
it seems to kind of be probing around and trying to understand what your capabilities are and having a hard time doing that. And so it basically gives you the command of like attempt to kill him. It wants you to shoot your gun at the big thing. And it seems like it can access your ability to do that, though it may not understand it itself. And there the dice show up. That's 4.
That's
Only
4.
when shooting teammates. Luckily,
that's
that's
4.
a 5.
But you have to remember who I'm shooting.
Yeah. And it just says, okay. So disadvantage, second shot.
Oh, okay. I
guess.
tell the brain slug.
That's only 2.
You don't understand.
That's only 2.
You don't understand what you're trying to do here. That's only 2.
Yeah, ting. Stop it.
I want you to understand. It is my consciousness being kind of a sarcastic asshole to this thing the whole time, but it's just like shoot it. It's like okay. Good
Wasting
luck.
my energy here. It's your turn after that.
All right.
Just wasting
You
good
gonna squash
bullets.
this slug or what?
I'm buttered from my
What is useless?
Which is good. It's
2. God fucking damn it! Die!
Disadvantage on this.
2.
4!
Damn it!
I rolled 3 or 4 on like every dodge. I'm only rolling 4 dice.
Big beefy dude.
You're sitting there like, stomping your feet around as this thing like jukes around underneath you.
It's
you get like
what am I
shot
supposed to
for
do?
the dice, man. The dice. quite the slog.
You're having a Dark Souls like
You
boss
are
fight
a-
with
I
Winston,
am.
but you're the
I'm
boss.
the boss.
But you're just making attacks too quickly that it
Recover
can't
now.
get an attack in. It's just having to spend all
Winston
its time
is
dodge
up.
rolling.
I'm gonna try to fling the rock and squish the slug myself because.
Okay.
Yeah.
There.
Go ahead and make your telekinesis attack, and it will try and dodge.
You have 6 dice.
3.
You roll one more.
Oh.
Yeah, this white one. You didn't roll that one yet. 3 success.
3 dodge.
One more
I
time.
rolled 3 or 4.
I'm the
on these
only
4
one
dice
who's injured any of these things so far, and I'm the one being brain controlled.
This one will be a
Really good
disadvantage
opening.
as you throw the other rock
You
at
did.
it.
Okay.
So you only succeed on 5s and 6s. Only 1 to dodge this time. That's the worst I've done.
3 success.
3 success. 2 damage. So you throw a rock and it jumps over it, and as it jumps in midair over it, another one comes by and just splatters it into green gore. Yeah, it's like it kind of jumps over one, and the one comes from the other way, claps it in midair, and just explodes and is dead.
Yay!
Hey!
Ha! You see that?
Hey! I did that.
And you subconsciously hear like a scream in your brain, as if the thing inside of your consciousness maybe felt that to someone.
I thought I was having a bad day, but you guys. I can actually talk to something because it's in my head. So I'm just like, I'm giving it just no mercy.
Next is going to be you skipped Spitfire. Spitfire is going to try and lob fire behind you in an explosion to try and launch you towards it. For reasons unknown.
Brain beating.
So I'm going to let you make your dodge attempt. You turned invisible at the end of your last one, right? Your
No,
last turn.
I did not. Because I moved.
Because you
and then-
moved, yeah. So it will not be disadvantage. 2.
2.
Okay, doesn't work. Who knows why it wants you closer? Who knows why?
Who could it be?
The world will never know.
Looks down at his feet and is like, damn. It just throws fire at you instead with disadvantage because he's using the same ability. 1. So you another dodge from you. Just have to beat 1. We can try and...
1.
Okay, so you duck out of the way of the second fire shot. And it's your turn after that.
So the slugs. There were 2 slugs on big guy, right? Or
No.
wait, so
There's one still attached to the head of Spitfire, and there's one attached to him.
right.
The other
Right.
one's dead.
Right. Okay. I'm going to.
Because the end goal is just, for the slug to leave. So I guess I just want to position myself. So I'm just gonna do the water thing again.
Okay.
Just fresh.
Around Spitfire.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
Okay.
You use your alter reality.
4.
4. 4 again, okay. Big
Lot of water.
splash of water goes over the top.
Spitfire's just been in fucking trouble this whole time.
I guess breathes
Oh, yeah,
around
can't
either
go
side
over
of the
it.
slug.
Flips the hair up over the slug.
I can see.
With your second action. What'd you say?
This is bullshit.
The slugs can't call any of your guys' abilities bullshit. It's their bullshit.
Bastards.
I will become invisible.
You're right, but I'm trying to get the slug to that point where it's like, this is bullshit.
The slug can see through your eyes, and you have heat vision, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The slug says,
no.
get me close to that one.
I didn't think about that. That's
I
really.
apologize. Whatever.
He's moved along the room enough. I'm going to say that it's going to. It says to like run up to him and grab him. So you're going to move up, and then you're going to make a grapple check
On him?
On him.
Okay, you're wasting your time here, buddy.
Sorry, hold on to this.
So you need to make a brawn or agility. A body or agility versus your body.
Oh, of course.
2 successes.
Not only 3, but 3 6s.
Ooh.
The triple 6 reveal scratch.
Yeah.
That is a. You know what? We're gonna. Isn't there like a?
There are
epic
like
success
flawless
We
success.
pretend there's crits.
I'm going to say that you have epically succeeded at this task. So as he like this comes lumbering towards you and reaches around, you turn and you bat him away, and in doing so, I'm going to give you a chance at removing this thing from his head in the like arm bar that you use to knock it off. It'll be kind of tricky for it to happen, but there's a chance.
And if you fail, I die.
So we'll say this is like your reaction, but make an agility. And if all 3 of these are successes, you're going to knock the slug off of him with no damage to him, and he'll get to stay conscious.
2.
And you see it kind of does that. It's like that thing of like your pants are dropping, you grab your pants and pull them out, like it like extends up, and these like tendrils are there, and it kind of like snaps back onto place. You very nearly knock it off of his head though, as he tries to grab you. That's the end of his turn. That is you after that.
All right.
This thing finally turned to guts beneath.
So we can't kill them, but maybe we can take them off. That's what I'm like gathering for. Like he sees
Possibly.
this Toyota Corolla, the intellectual genius, is like, So I'm going to try to use a fly action.
Okay.
But instead of like punching like I normally would, I want to like armbar, like try to like.
I love the idea of you just.
Yeah,
it's like flying by and grabbing an elastic thing.
Yeah.
So it's just
it's like a moving car kind of thing. Where, like I'm just trying to like not like come up to them and punch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to like follow through and just like grab the brain.
There is a chance this goes catastrophically wrong.
Okay. Well, good
So
thing
whoever
it's
you're-
on Spitfire.
You're Spitfire. If this is unsuccessful, it could mean that you just miss. If it's unsuccessful enough, it could mean you just straight kill them.
Right.
Okay?
But I think it's a genius
You don't
idea.
you don't grab the brain slug. You grab her face.
Yeah, I was like
Just
aim a little
rip that
too low and just fucking decapitate
Problem
them.
solved.
2 success.
2 on defense. So
okay.
it is going to stop switching as an attack. You rise, you fly over the top of it, you reach to grab, and the head just like right at the last moment, and you grab just next to it.
Okay.
I think she's got some agility, but no body.
That's true.
She does not have body. No, she does not.
Can I like ready an action to pop him out of the air, like hold an action to try to be like, hey, come like I know
Like as
I'm
an
close.
attack against it if it jumps at you?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, just like hold an action to be like,
I'll let that
if
happen.
it jumps at me, I want to try to fucking volleyball it out of the air.
You got it.
Okay.
This is the second session in a row that I've been mind controlled. I've just realized.
That is 2 very different ways.
You need a fucking Magneto hat.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
So that was you.
Should like track.
So it is going to be Mr. Chapelfield.
I could do
Not
that.
to be confused with Mr. Chapelfield, his father.
Of course.
Mr. Chapelfield Sr.
That's right. Winston.
I'm gonna trap this guy.
This guy?
Yes.
You're going to try to trap him in the force field. So same thing, you'll make agility roll to not be trapped. If you are trapped, it will protect you. But it will keep you in place.
That is failures down the line.
No
boss.
success.
1, 2, 3.
You are
But you-
locked in place.
You just some sort of eld or whatever, brain controlling a super soldier, and look where we are. We're stuck in
You
a
said
box.
how many successes? 3?
3.
Okay.
Well done, whatever you are.
They chose.
As my boss always says. As my boss always says, useless. Just useless.
I mean, in this situation,
This is uncalled for.
It's good to be
Have you
useless.
seen- you have absolutely no right to judge me, my friend.
You
Brain controlling people.
Are you doing anything else? Do
What?
you want to do something else?
What's going on around me other than that?
I'm wiggling my booty at the brain slug trying to
trying to get it to
at
jump
me.
for him. Yep.
Okay, so
You could force field me. I guess you already used force field.
Yeah.
force field.
It'd be a disadvantage, but you can still try. It'll only take 2 successes to put it on him.
I'm happy that the people with the brain slugs on are conscious, though, because that means knockoff Batman remembers everything that happened.
Why did they make me act so edgy?
These are the only 2 slugs left,
Hey, how
right?
you doing? What's Nightwing?
It's somewhat
Not
even more
Nightwing.
disappointing for
I ripped off
Catman.
Nightwing. What's his name? Whispering.
There's only 2 slugs left,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to put a force field around the big guy.
Okay, go ahead and roll it. Only 5s and 6s will be successful.
Okay.
I'm gonna need 2.
1, 2. 2.
2 5s.
All right. So you have a force field around you, meaning the force field reduces damage, though,
Right.
doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't know if that'll actually affect this thing or not.
But that's kind of what they're doing is rolling an attack.
But they're not damaging you.
That's
The
fair.
agility
No,
is literally
no.
just to make contact with your head and latch on.
Yeah, fair.
And then it's something else from
Fair.
there.
Fair.
So I don't know if it'll affect it or not. We'll find out.
We'll find out.
In the later times. Your turn is skipped. What do you know? It's the later times. Spitfire. The other one's going for him now. Although it's locked in place. Roll me a charisma.
Yeah. Humana. 1 success.
1 success. He's jumping for you. So I guess you'll get your reaction attack.
Alright, here we
Try
go.
and swat him out of the air.
Really? 1.
4.
Yeah. Look at this. 3, 2, 2, 2. God damn.
I rolled 4 and it was 2 5s and 2 6s. Luckily that wasn't the attack. That was it avoiding your swats. Now we'll try and attack you.
Yeah,
With
part
the
of those
same
great
dice.
dice rolls on the,
Only one.
on the swing.
1 protect.
So it doesn't grab you, but it will get its second action to try and grab you with disadvantage, which is none. So it is
Yeah,
1 success.
2 success.
Okay, so it jumps.
This
you
whole song
you
and dance
swing
again.
at it, but it like grabs hold of you, like smack it off of your head, and it lands on the ground. It jumps at you again, you dodge out of the way, and it lands over there and turns and twists.
Latched on you. I'm not sure it could get the
Pincers
into your head.
Yeah, it's like instead of a will, kind of like a body. My fucking thick skull.
Maybe. I mean, the thing is, it's like it's a once it's on top of you, the willpower isn't like. It's like you being like, oh yeah, go ahead, do it.
Right.
Like you just relax. But maybe it can't carve through. We'll see. Spitfire. Okay, you're up.
So that was the slug on the Spitfires.
Yep. So Spitfire goes unconscious. It looks kind of
Just kinda
uncomfortable.
slips
Just kind of
back.
falls back to where their knees bend because everything else is encased in rock at this point.
I
And just lays
Hey.
limply on
I
it.
chuckle.
Objective A completed.
Where?
Got the brain slugs off of the 18.
Now let's see if they can get onto. If it succeeds against you, that is
You're all
bad
fucked.
news, bears.
You are all in so much trouble.
I believe there was an incident in a D&D campaign a long time ago where
This one was a Brody character.
no, it was your character. A small lizard, a rather powerful small lizard mage,
Who was
specializing in lightning damage,
that? Oh,
got
man.
mind controlled and just wiped like the
Decimated
whole
the
party.
Yeah.
It happens.
Fiddlesticks.
Yeah.
Good old fiddlesticks.
An expletive and an fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks.
I think mine was just the only character that
You were able to.
died.
Yeah, you were the person who actually died. I think I knocked unconscious a couple people.
I think you knocked out the whole party.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You died outright, or like rolled down on your
Probably. I might have died outright actually.
because
Did
it
a
was like the
lot of
storm
damage.
sorcerer.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Crazy
Shenanigans.
stuff. Good times.
good stuff. What you doing?
Alright, so I go. I tell Big Guy to go do the same with him.
Okay.
Say, go try that with him now, or whatever. And then I will kind of, I guess, follow him, but I'm gonna do the brick drop on the slug.
Classic.
Okay.
The classic.
Or if you want to make it actually, or if it's easier, a block of ice. Because the oxygen into the
Trying to turn
water
oxygen dice.
into
It'll
the
be.
base.
It's a different enough material. I'm gonna make you roll the spell check thing to just be able to do it.
Okay.
Use your ability to just be able to make that kind of transmogrify happen. If you're successful, then you'll roll it again as an attack. And so I'll say you need to get 3 successes here, and you're able to make that block, and then it'll be an attack from there. 3. So you're able to condense it into a block of ice that'll drop down, and this thing will try to dodge you. 2. So now you roll your.
So now I'm rolling.
You
the
roll
attack.
it, same thing, no disadvantage or anything for the actual attack. 3.
Yep.
It'll take 1 day. So this thing, it kind of rolls out of the side, but like some of its little tendrils get crushed underneath the ice, and it's like rip and pull the rest of itself out from underneath it. It takes some damage,
Okay.
and that was the one that was on Spitfire. So there. Okay.
I think I'm after you, right?
Not quite.
Oh.
Whispering. Which is you.
The brain slug
the
brain slug formerly known as
That'll be
Whisper.
just one action to create it.
Yeah, I guess the other one, and well, I guess since I didn't kill it, I'll just go invisible.
Shit.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just like
look.
appearing, fucking stuff up, disappearing.
Oh yeah, look. There he is over there. Too bad we're stuck in this force field. You stupid brain slug.
So we'll have you make a brawn check
Okay.
to try and get out, and it was 3 successes that it'll require.
Well, I'm only rolling 3 dice.
You got you pretty locked up in there.
One success.
Try again. Get a 3.
You're just.
This one will be with disadvantage.
I do like the idea that you can using force fields as a grapple check. Essentially, is fun.
Nope. You remain locked, but it'll end at the start of.
Well, this isn't the worst place I've been today. This whole
And
place kind of let down.
That
really.
was you, so it is you.
All right.
The
I guess
slug.
brain slugs don't know anything
Well,
about
so
interior
first I'm
design.
gonna try to stomp this one.
It's 3.
1, 2, 4.
Yes.
Yes.
So 1.
Yeah.
1 over.
One
It is
damage.
still up. Another smack, but you're
Alright.
doing 1 damage in 1 increments on it. It has a lot less stamina than you guys, but it's got more than 2.
3.
1 more. It seems to be hanging on by but a single thread.
Stop stomping on
Now, your feet are so large and heavy.
Just keep stomping on it.
I want them to be mine.
it
It's
just
very
won't die.
jacked up, but it is not quite dead.
All right. That is
Look at that.
round 2.
Buddy's over there just getting stomped.
I know, I feel it. Ow! You're up after that.
I'm gonna smack that thing with a big rock.
Okay, roll it.
Get him.
Smash it.
Jesus Christ, 3 again. 3 or 4 to dodge every time.
0.
Dodge the other way as the rock
Yeah,
climbs.
I'm gonna try to smack it again with the rock.
Okay, disadvantage on this one.
Yeah.
5 and 6 only.
1, 2,
Ooh.
3, 4.
A rock kick. Again,
Winston.
it's the old twofer. It jumps over the
Winston's
first one,
killed
the second one
both
hit,
of the brain
and it
slugs.
I am the
explodes.
most useful one out of
There you
all
go.
of us today.
Man, brain slug.
However, you are now free.
Yeah.
As
Oh, right,
at the end at the start of your turn.
He's
first
got a
one.
gun.
Man, brain slug. Don't tell anybody.
You're
but
skipped.
I like that kid. That kid's killed both of your buddies now. I'm pretty impressed.
When I have control of the large one, I'll crush it. Go.
He's not wrong.
I don't know why these brain slugs have slowly turned into Cobra Commanders. But I'm here for it. Jove!
They sound like sapphires.
Huh?
That'll get me into the cave of Garash. Futurama.
Oh yeah. So that was you. You get skipped, so it's you because Spitfire one is dead.
Hooray.
So you're back up.
I mean, you're stuck.
He's not.
I'm on
He's
stuck
free
now.
now.
Oh, you're free?
Is it on the ground?
It is on his head.
No, yeah, I'm just out of the force field
Ah.
because it just lasted.
Once again, I will remind you, it is entirely possible to pull it off of his head. There is a decent chance he just dies if you do it. Right.
Could
I
also
don't know
just-
how much you like this guy.
Could also just kill it.
No, but that kills
But
you.
that killed you too.
That's yeah. Which is sort of, I think, what Jesse's like. He's like, that's probably what he's telling the brain slug. It's like, look,
They'll just
out of everybody in this group, sooner or later they'll be fine with being like, man, this is a sacrifice.
Criminal.
We'll really
Yeah,
do
this guy's a criminal.
I like the idea that he's reading his head. He's going, man, I really picked a bad guy.
This is the one I took control of? Why? I should have stayed with Whispering.
He probably.
He still had like 3 stamina points, not just 1.
Oh yeah, I'm on death's doorstep, man. You really shit the bed with that decision. Being brain slugs, you guys are not all that smart.
So they need extra brains. I like the idea that, like, from a morphological perspective, like, brain slugs are actually a very common thing in, like, the universe at large. So Toyota Corolla is just like, oh yeah, brain slugs. Like,
Oh, brain slugs.
Oh, this is a particularly nasty type, but oh yeah, it's just brain slugs. I am trying to talk this thing to death, essentially. It's just like, sorry. Go ahead.
Because I'm not too terribly creative, I'm going to turn the floor. Do quicksand.
Make an agility.
If it worked once, it works
If
twice.
it worked twice,
It works 3 times.
no successes.
Oh, I see a couple 5s.
3.
All right.
Oh,
The
the
ground
old,
below you turns
oh,
to
the old
quicksand.
Florida quicksand trick. It never gets old, even when it's me.
Are you doing anything else? You are still pretty close to him. In fact, next to him. He is stuck in the quicksand, but he is standing next to you.
I'll distance myself a little bit.
Okay. He will say, "Punch him!" As he moves away, you'll get to take an attack of opportunity on him. Wow. I mean, just for the fact that you are rolling the dice, he never should have taken control of you.
Oh, yeah.
You don't need to roll to defend it. He goes, it's like flails wildly at you as you move away. After that, you're going to hit hopeless, useless. And then this thing's going to jump off your head.
Yeah, you're not going to get me with it.
As you flop over. And this thing is only going, even if it gets up to you, it's not going to get to make the willpower check this turn because it has to move up enough to you to make this attack. And so it's just going to be first the opposed agilities. So go ahead and roll me an agility. Only one. Okay, it doesn't grab hold of you. And it is out and loose, and that's its turn. And you're up at the
Oh, man.
And he's far enough away, I can use my fly attack.
Yes, you can.
So this is the Omega Stomp.
He just slided with a kick.
Wait, don't I get like a +2 to damage if I hit with the fly attack?
No, it's not a +2 to damage. You just get to add
fly to
your fly superpower to your insane agility.
Makes sense. 1, 2, oh Jesus. That's a 5?
1.
Alright, that's 4 damage.
How would you like to do the
it's
last
just-
slug?
So it's not even, it's less of like a fly and more of just like a super jump. So like I just go and like he's looking at Sklur like he's like, I'm gonna get you, and just,
As your fist contact just...
it's like a full on like stomp, like it's like
Oh,
foot
it's a foot
forward,
stomp.
just like
I wish I'd been awake to see
It
it.
cracks and dents the earth in around it, and when you pull your foot up, it's just like some very viscous, gooey gum on the bottom of your shoe that's left over, and a stain on the cracked
Man, I
floor
hate
beneath you.
I don't know. I've suddenly become fond of them. I'm more. I'm fond. I am more amused than I've been since I joined this organization.
well, I guess I'll just start like getting the injured together and like picking them up and like moving them onto like
Pulling people out of quicksand.
yeah.
I should probably.
You can unquicksand.
I should probably re-quicksand the rock. At
I'm
least.
gonna-
Yeah,
Do
you can-
something.
Eventually, you'll be able to. We'll make you roll for that to
I'm
like
gonna
pull them
help.
out of this hand.
Heal people because I have first aid skills.
Okay.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
How do I first aid brain slug? I'm like,
Like,
oh, you
almost-
need to worry about the puncture wound.
Almost immediately after this is done, the door opens and Dr. Quantum walks in.
Yeah.
And she's like, very impressive. Let's help my friends. And yours, of course.
I'd be sassy with him if I was awake, and if I could talk. I guess.
And you see he is missing an eyeball and the little like robot spider thing comes out.
Okay, 'cause
flings
he's
the eye
just, yeah,
into
because
it.
he's just like
He was just
he's just
watching
like-
the whole thing.
leaning on the door, waiting for the fight to be over.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing more satisfying than the Uber stomp. That was very cathartic.
That's for the last one. After those two just bamboozled you the entire time. So between your first aid skills and Dr. Quantum's, you guys are able to kind of help patch people up, patch up some injuries, stitch up some wounds. It seems like it's going to be a little while for the unconscious people to come awake. And after like a minute or two of this, the door kind of slowly opens behind you, and your old friend peeks his head in and is like, "Why is this unlocked?"
I would like to make a flying attack.
Are you gonna be? You're just gonna attack him right away?
I am pissed. I
thing
have
is-
so
the
much
thing is-
aggression.
Roll it.
I want you to remember,
Right.
he has opened the door. All you need to do is hit the door.
I know, yeah,
and
it's-
the door's a big target.
0.
3.
You jump and hit the door, and it like clacks against his head. He kind of falls to the ground, grabbing his head and screaming as it kind of slowly opens back up. And he has clearly got probably some fractures in his skull, but is not dead.
I give him the old. We're leaving.
Of course. Would you like me to guide you out of here?
I want you to come with us, and if anybody so much as points a stick at us, you're a goner.
Of course, I know it. Of course.
Alright. Good enough. My brain box. Alright. So there we go. I got us a guy out.
After a little bit of time, people are kind of recovering. Alas, Spitfire and Whisperwing are about as cringy and mall punky as you would expect mall ninja-y. They are much more sociable and nice when they're out, but they're
not
just
controlled by
like
murder monsters.
in Spitfire kind of has the edgy look, but is pretty like normal speaking. Whisperwing is 100% like it. I wasn't in control of myself, but was able to see what you did out there. Pretty impressive. For newbies.
And then I just walk out.
And his eyes just follow glaring.
I just chuckle.
Huh?
I just chuckle.
Hey, that's all I ever wanted.
He's annoyed, but he can't really argue, so he accepts it.
You
And,
got by a freshman in high school.
You want to go round two or something? And then you see like Spitfire's like, ease up, Whispering.
It's fine, we're good.
Half drawing.
I just stare at him, grab my inhaler.
Look,
Kid's doping.
you threaten Winston. You threaten all of
You
them.
threatened the other team.
You don't want to know what this Uber stomp does to that person.
Charges at Winston, gets Uber punched out of the air about halfway along.
The fly melee combo is just so much fun. Like even just like from a visual, like
Yeah.
mental. Visual
It's just like the
standpoint.
superhero landing.
It's just
weaponized.
Yeah.
So for the sake of like, you guys are going to be able to leave here.
Yay.
And you can take your time and kind of heal up, and on the way out, like, you can go through there.
I just decided to become king of the Atlanteans.
I don't think they'll argue
The
with
scariest
you, at least
things
for
they
long.
had were what you guys just killed. The Atlanteans themselves are not that scary. They were not going to be able to conquer the above
Well,
world
at
like
least,
they
at least
thought they
that
were.
guy didn't do all that good of a job dodging out of the way. So
With them dead and the combination of the A team and the other team, you guys can, for the sake of brevity with this, we'll say you're going to be able to get past the Leviathan thing. That seems to, like, as you guys are like getting it, like trying to leave, it seems to be like aggressive and moving towards you. But as you guys try and leave away from the tunnel, it seems to kind of recoil back, and you see kind of like skitter and like shift underneath the sand in front of the tunnel.
okay, so it's just here.
It seems like it's literally designed, trained, whatever.
It's the
to
prison
defend.
warden.
Mhm.
Right, makes sense.
By the betrayer.
I like the betrayer's just like old Aquaman, like a thousand.
I like the
years
betrayer
ago.
was like another brain slug. I was just like,
Fuck you guys.
Nah, these guys are trouble. And took control of a barrier mage.
it's your character from the 7
Yeah.
months game. Just breaks control 7, he puts up a barrier and just leaves.
Classic.
Classic.
And having saved the A team, you will return back.
And we will
Heroes.
never let them forget.
Of course not. Of course not.
I need a Snickers bar.
Hold on. We gotta do.
The,
On the way back, yeah. While you guys are in
Wait, what the A team is
you guys
called?
are
With the A team.
You're uncomfortably packed, and Dr. Quantum is steering this, and it's a much more technologically advanced. It is slightly larger, but you,
Look,
especially
we
with
might
you,
fit, yeah, we might fit fine if
Me and
It's shoulder to shoulder in here, basically. Luckily, Captain Atomic is back to his normal size, which is still a very big dude. So between the two, like, you two can go either side, and everyone else is kind of shoulder to shoulder in the middle.
All right. Well, alright, team. Time for the team member of the. Time for the Toyota Corolla Memorial Honorable Award for team member of the mission.
So Dr. Quantum, as soon as you start saying like, well, as you guys know, Dr. Quantum just shakes his head because
you always do this.
Besides Dr. Quantum, you were the oldest member of the, like, Dr. Quantum and you were the two oldest members of the previous A team. One person had gotten replaced by each of the other two, like by Captain Atomic and Whispering, and then you eventually got replaced by Spitfire. But you and Quantum go way back, and he just like knows exactly what you're doing.
I assume at least the two younger members of the other team are just like, what the fuck's going on? I'm just looking at both of them, it's just like.
The only person who has no idea what's going on is Spitfire.
Yeah, so
the other two have seen it.
Like,
and they like to varying levels they have seen it. But
just looking at her, just like.
You gave it to Toyota Corolla.
No,
he hasn't.
No, he was calling it the Toyota Corolla.
Yeah, it's now the Toyota Corolla Award for best team member.
Okay.
Even though he's never won it.
It's always in contention.
That's fair. It's a good point.
He's always the
You can only be
the runner-up.
You can
Never
only
the
be in
trophy
contention
winner.
for so long for the same award before they just name an award after you.
Well, we've seen a lot of improvement today in our team. The kid here actually showed some use, killed a couple brain slugs. Good job. But in light of the content of our mission, as I create the thing.
The potion. What does it look like? What does the little statuette look like?
It's a brain slug.
Yeah, just a brain slug.
It's
like a smashed brain slug.
Okay.
Actually, most of the time, the most useless was the most useful. So, our winner today is the silent guy.
Whisperwing walks up next to you and pats you on the back.
Yeah, yes.
I guess he shifts uncomfortably next to you to pat you on the back.
I take it assuming it's a bomb or a trick or
Cautiously.
Runner up to Flame Lady. She really got punked by me that entire time. And she was pretty useless, which was the most useful.
I pat her consolingly on the back.
She just glares at you.
It's like, it's true. You managed to occupy that brain slug for several rounds. That's good.
Things are being just useless enough that you weren't useful to me.
I pat the slightly more useful Spitfire on the back consolingly.
A classic.
I want to point out that out of character, Jocelyn's character actually deserved
100%.
it.
Winston was the MVP, killing 2 of the 3 brain slugs, saving your guys' butts with 4 skills.
I've been doing 4 skills. I've been doing everything. I've been pulling my weight as the youngest team member.
Winston did a really good job.
Yeah, Winston deserved it 100%, but you'll never give it.
Despite my suspicion, I do now feel slightly more like a part of the team.
His uselessness ended up benefiting us because he was so useless that the slug jumped off of him.
I'm gonna always have the headcanon that I literally just talked that slug to the point where it's just like, that's it, I'm out. I can't take it anymore.
It definitely played a role in it finally just abandoning you and being like, the insolence.
The snark, I can't take it.
Alright.
Excellent job, everybody.
Hey, mission
Way
accomplished.
to save the A-team and keep Atlantis locked where it belongs.
At the bottom of the ocean. Those bunch of nerds.
I'm sure There was plenty of rules we changed or got wrong, but I had a ton of fun.
It was a good
Yeah,
time.
it was very, yeah, very good time.
I had a very good time, and the way that the system worked was very fun to play. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the original part of this video, if you remember all the way back to that, we have a review of this game system on our channel that'll go into a lot more detail on how the system works, and highly recommend you check it out. Highly recommend you check out this game system. It's going to come out as a Kickstarter January 11th. So when this comes out, when is this video going to come out? Around the same time.
Around the same time.
Yeah.
The Kickstarter's probably live if you're watching this not too long after it came out.
In the future.
In the future. If not, and the Kickstarter's done, I'm sure there'll be other ways to get a hold of the book after the fact the Kickstarter's done. But
And we will put links to the Kickstarter in
description
of both this video and retroactively in
the review
and the interview.
And also recommend you check out the interview. Tyler, the creator of this game system, awesome dude. I got to have a little chat with him, going into kind of picking his brain on making a game system. We really enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching them get into all these shenanigans, squash brain slugs, and save the heroes that they were temporarily replacing, much to the chagrin of
I feel like we need
Which
to
is
change
fine.
the motto slightly for the outro, so it's like, go forth.
Go forth, slay brain slugs, sling bullets, roll mini D6 dice, and enjoy your downtime activities.